All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The best kept secret is officially here this week. Fanatics Live for the fans, by the fans. I am your host, the moderator. You know how we like to do. Let me make sure my guys are good. Tim, how you doing, my brother? How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
You doing okay? Good. David, double salute today, brother. Veterans Day. Thank you for your service, and I mean that sincerely. Thank you for the sacrifice that you made and others. But I want to personally wait till I see you on the show to tell you thank you, sir, for all your service, man. And
I
salute to
really
you.
appreciate that, as well as the rest of the service members. And I'm just ready to go. It's so much interesting things that happen that we got to cover and get through with.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Love to all of y'all out there, all the service men, all what is it? It's I know yesterday was the Marines' birthday, if I'm not mistaken. And then today is Veterans Day. So hey man, I
I think
love
it's
to
256th birthday for the Marines.
wow. Congratulations, man, to all of those Marines out there, man. Excellent. But like David said, we have a lot to cover. So, gentlemen, we're gonna start NFL because NFL has been very active. You see the what's my man name? The Michael Myers movie, Doctor Evil,
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, Doctor Evil. Listen, man, it's so much to cover. I'm really excited with some of the news that took place. Obviously, if I want to start with anything, let's go back to Aaron Rodgers first, and then we'll kind of build from there. I'll go with the oldest to the new, if that makes sense. So Aaron Rodgers has been the talk of sports in the last week or so with his immunization. See, it's all about wording, gentlemen. Immunization. He didn't say he was vaccinated. He said he was immunized. Listen, tomato, potato. Is that real? So that's what happened, man. He literally said, it was an immunization, and they went and didn't realize when he was being John Wick at the Halloween party and everything that the man hadn't been vaccinated. So I gotta ask you guys this, and David, I guess I'll start with you, and Tim, I'm gonna come to you as well. Is there a double standard since he's arguably one of the faces of the NFL, and him not being vaccinated in this time, and we've seen what Kyrie's going through. Seems a little lighter on Rodgers. Maybe I'm imagining, maybe I'm seeing things wrong, but do you think that they're being harsh on him or not harsh enough? What's your take on everything that's developing with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers? And then we'll talk about Jordan Love and how he looked. Yeah. Go ahead, David.
It is it's a double standard between the association and the league.
Okay.
The league is going to let you, they're just not. The NBA and the association, they all agree that, hey, we all have to get immunized or these are the consequences. The NFL just said, hey, we're going to try to get everybody vaccinated. There's still coaches in the NFL that's not vaccinated. And then they definitely were not going to let you punish. Hello?
No, you good. I'm pointing at you like, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And then they're definitely not going to let you punish the league MVP. You see how the fines was drawn down? $300,000 fine for the Packers. Chump change. $14,000 fine for Aaron Rodgers. Chump change. Yeah. And the league is now like, okay, we're done. Everybody else, the media is not done. But the league is like, we're done. Let's move on.
Right.
And Kyrie saying he's just not going to continue to not play. So it is a double standard on it.
Unreal, man. Unreal. Tim, what's your take on that, man? Are we gonna dive a little bit deeper into it? What's your take on how this is being treated? Are you surprised, first of all, by the fact that Aaron Rodgers, who's out there, public figure, hosting Jeopardy, doing everything else that he was doing? How do you feel about how this is being handled, Tim?
I believe that this league as a whole that is protecting Aaron Rodgers from into this immunization clause that he has in his mind, and what is going on with Kyrie Irving is a double standard.
It feels like that. It feels like that because I gotta say this. I feel like Aaron Rodgers has some really good people in his ear because he used one of the best answers. He said, "I'm allergic to what's in the vaccination." So you can't disprove that because there are some what's in a vaccination can be from what I've read in terms of research that it could be something that someone could be allergic to. So they can't identify what that is because that's his personal medical history. But yeah, it's hard to argue that when he says I'm allergic. So I don't know if there's, that was great. Listen, that was really smart. Go ahead, David.
Not only that, the NFL is doing a better job of saying, okay, if you're not vaccinated, we're not going to make this witch hunt out for you. I mean, I think Rodgers oversteps a boundary on coming out and saying, hey, this guy's not vaccinated. It's once the guys catch COVID, it's like, okay, well, now he's not vaccinated. You have to miss this days. You have to miss. If you are immune, I mean, then you get the two negatives, and then you're ready to play again. The NFL is just out. I mean, the NBA is just out there saying, oh, he's not vaccinated. You can't play in such, and you have this mandate. They're making it crazy. The NFL doesn't want that to be the storyline.
No, not at all.
The NBA is almost forcing it to become the storyline.
That's a good point because they definitely operate on two different spectrums, man. I don't know what that's about. Maybe because football's outdoors, I guess, in some cases. I don't know. I mean, you still got fans bunched in like sardines, but I don't know. I don't know what works for them. But he seems like from what I've read, it looks like he's back this week. Is that correct, Tim? Is he back this week, David? Is he been cleared, or they still got to go through the protocol to make sure that he's good to go?
I believe he still had to go through the protocol.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he still.
They currently got him listed out.
Okay.
They got him listed as out until he gets the back-to-back negatives for this week's game.
Got you. Now, I can say this, man. They set this past week up for Jordan Love perfectly. They were talking about what happens if he has a great game. What happens, for the future. This lets them see the future of the franchise. This was his shining moment. In my personal opinion, I feel like the line let him down, man. They were getting that young man killed. He was getting chased all over the place. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna just chalk it up to him not being prepared. I mean, you're going against Kansas City, so first of all, they threw you into the wrong game to go against anybody. But I don't know, man. What did you think you seen, David, from the possibly the successor for Aaron Rodgers? But I doubt it. But what you think?
The line didn't let him down. The coaching staff let him down. Kansas City, not a heavily blitzed team, but they went out and just blitzed the dog. According to said,
yes,
make mistakes, and there was no adjustment. And the very first series when Green Bay had it, Green Bay came out and ran. And I love A.J. Dillon. He is going to be ones. They came out. They gave him a combination of Dillon. They gave him a combination of Jones. They were okay. After that, it just was like we call the same script that we call with the greatest quarterback to possibly ever play, and you're just going to go out there and make plays. He's not ready for that.
Not ready.
You got to script him.
I couldn't believe, Tim, they blitzed him almost every single play, Tim. I don't know if you watched it because obviously I think at the same time as your game, but did you see that as well?
Yes, I saw it. It kind of reminds me of the of Derek Carr's older brother who played for the Texans.
Yes.
He was getting killed every single time, in every snap.
David Carr.
And
yep.
Jordan Love felt the same way with Justin Fields from the Chicago Bears.
I didn't know Andy Reid was grimy like that he would blitz this man who never set foot on a regular season game and said, oh, we're going to make your first appearance miserable. They were blitzing him with safeties. I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it.
It wasn't Aaron Reid play calling. It was the former Giants defensive coordinator, Spagnuolo.
Steve Spagnuolo.
Said, let's go.
Spagnuolo, you're right.
Spagnuolo said, let's go. Let's stick six up at the line, confuse him, and one of y'all going to get through.
That's literally, yeah. They kept showing Spagnola on the camera, and he was so intense, and I was like, you really go blitz this kid and not give him? There's, I guess, all this fair and love in football, but man, I promise you, man, that's that's ridiculous. But yeah, he had a tough outing, man. He had a tough outing. And I think because of that, I'm not gonna say that they're pushing like they're like Aaron come back, because for whatever reason, Aaron Rodgers can pick up on these blitzes way better. He's a veteran, he's MVP, he's been starting for years. So I just know he can adapt to defenses, and they dare not blitz him because they know how that'll play out. But man, no respect for the young man. So yeah,
No respect at all.
at all. I don't know if he's going to be the quarterback for them next year. If Rodgers happens to leave and go free agency or whatever the case is, they look like they had no faith, man. Because like you said, they didn't adjust anything. They didn't give him an extra tight end. There was no adjustments, dude. They were like, yeah, figure it out.
He'll be
So much
fine,
pride
though. It's crazy that it's crazy that sound, because you got to think, with the quarterback, even with the drama that Green Bay went through in the offseason, he was getting the reps in OTA, but he wasn't getting the reps in preseason. Those was all back to Aaron Rodgers decided to come back. Yeah. And when you are the actual man and you're out there getting the majority of those reps, you start to see those. You're not going to recognize those things on 4 days' notice. Hey, it's your time to go in there, because they didn't find out until Tuesday. Yeah. Wednesday morning going to be the start against Kansas City. We got a game plan for you. Oh, by the way, recognize all these blitzes. He'll be fine. He's not a bad quarterback, like by any means. He just had a bad first outing.
Do you think he'll be their quarterback? That's what I wonder, if they have enough faith in him. Because yeah, I mean, the coach was saying I forgot what the quote was that the coach had, but it was like he did some great things, but then he did some bad. It was a mixed
reaction.
Yeah, it was a mixed reaction to him. But it didn't sound, or at least from my perspective, it didn't sound all that encouraging. It was just like, yeah, he had some moments, some flashes, but overall, I just don't know if that's gonna happen for him or not. I just don't know. What up, Cello? What's going on, sir?
What up, fam?
What's going on, man? What's going
good,
on?
So?
Good. How y'all doing? What's up?
We good, bro. We good. Your timing is impeccable, because we're talking about your favorite player of all time, Aaron Rodgers, and his COVID situation, and how Jordan Love looked being thrown to the wolves and being blitzed every single play. How you feel this is being handled, man? Do you feel like the punishment is really not that much, or you feel like he really should have gotten more than this, or you feel like, oh no, what he's been punished with is enough?
With Aaron Rodgers, right?
It's Aaron Rodgers with the COVID situation, with him being immunized, not vaccinated.
New favorite word.
I mean, he said he did it his way. It was a longer process, and we never experienced this before, so it's like you can't expect every player to just be like, I'm just gonna get vaccinated,
Right.
Aaron Rodgers is one of them, and he's like, listen, I'm gonna do it my way. I did my research, and what I would say is the dude did his research. You know what I'm saying? For however research, whatever time that he took the time. He did his own research, and he was like, listen, I found another way.
Right.
So as far as now, the NFL, did the NFL say you couldn't do that?
Yeah, pretty much. They basically, actually, David, you can touch in on that. What's the NFL's stance on this?
In the offseason, they knew what his plan was. They, with their doctors, not with him and his books, came to him after the fact that you're not immune. I mean, you're not vaccinated. Let's go ahead and go on with that. And this is no knock on him. But after that, he had to think, am I going to go get vaccinated? Which he said, no, I'm allergic to the stuff in there, because he did do some research. Or he did what he did and kind of finagled the system and said, "Hey, I'm going to wait and see what happens and go about my business." And I'm not mad at him for that. Believe it or not, I'm not mad at him for that.
I'm not.
I don't want to tell the world that I'm not vaccinated. You don't have to tell the world that you're not.
Mhm.
But you have to pay the consequences.
That's true.
But you have to pay the consequences when you use the word "I'm immune."
I'm immune, immunized.
I'm immunized.
Immunized. It's semantics, man. So it all depends on how you how you interpret it. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we know what that means. So,
Yeah.
so, I mean, for him, man, Jordan Love, like we said, he got blitzed. Your former guy, Spagnola, blitzed the young man almost every play, sending safeties. He's flooded. Like, it was horrible because I'm like, I felt bad for him. I'm like, man, this is his time to show he's the future. And they're not letting him drop back, even a two-step drop back. He literally is running for life, man. Horrible.
I mean, it's the pros, man. That's why I love the pros, man. It's like you got to respect that level of competition, and some players can do it, and some players may just not be ready, or the system, whatever. But he wasn't ready, man. I mean, and then wasn't the top receiver was hurt that game, right? Did he play?
No,
no, my bad. He did play. He did. No, he played, but they didn't have their timing. Their timing wasn't there.
Yeah.
And it's a difference, man. Like Adams is used to the Rodgers timing. It's a difference. So it's like you could see the timing wasn't there. You could just tell Love wasn't comfortable enough yet. Like, so it's gonna show in the game. Hey, he did what he could do. He was only meant to do it for just one. Rodgers playing the next game.
It's up in the air right now. According to David, what you said they didn't clear him. The protocol didn't clear him just yet. Correct?
He's supposed to be cleared on Saturday.
Yes, it's still not clear now. They're gonna have to wait for Saturday to make that decision.
Yeah, they said Saturday is
he's messing up my fantasy right now.
Yeah, but it's
Rodgers. Have no Raiders in your fantasy because man, y'all. I'm going to definitely. I have to. It's impossible not to. Y'all just but y'all have resilience. If you look up resilience in the dictionary, there should be a picture of the Raiders logo next to it because man, they can endure some stuff. But all right, so I guess we're off of Aaron Rodgers. Celo's probably his favorite player. He's always bigged him up, even last year before the MVP. And everybody was giving up on him. Celo was like, "No, man, I'm telling y'all, he can still play." And he was right.
You know what? It's just I just enjoy watching that dude play. I mean, the fact that he could carry a team. The fact that he could throw off his back foot like nothing, man. He's one of the best I ever seen that could throw off the back foot. Like it's almost like he could throw any pass no matter what situation he in. He gets it right. Aaron Rodgers been so accurate. So I just gotta say I just enjoy watching him play, man. He'd definitely, if you was to buy tickets to go to a game, he definitely gonna make your money's worth it. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna make your your time there, even if you was rooting against them, you got to still respect the entertainment that comes with his style of play.
It's true. And listen, man, like I tell y'all all the time, every time I see him, it makes me miserable because I always think of what if. What if we went with the kid from California who was a Niner fan growing up and didn't go with the quarterback from Utah? What if? Made more sense to me. But, that's who I was asking for in that draft between him and Alex Smith. Not a knock to Alex Smith, but I just, you look at their careers.
Wait, hold on. So, hold on. Y'all had the chance to pick Aaron?
They were the top two quarterbacks in that draft. Alex Smith and Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
And he was there in New York or wherever the draft was because he was projected to go to us because he's a California kid and we a California team and he loves us, and no, we went with Alex Smith, and that's why he dropped the Green Bay because all the other teams had quarterbacks. So he dropped. So ever since then, he took it personally to kill us, and I get it.
But you know what? He just fits so well in Green Bay.
Yeah,
He
man.
just he just fits. He fits right. He just fits right in Green Bay, man. I think it meant to happen the way it did. Him coming
Yeah,
after Favre, like
yeah,
for you to come after Brett Favre, you know what I'm saying? To be that type of quarterback, you gotta give him his respect, man, because he made his
yeah.
own name. Like you could now you could say, yo, it's Green Bay. Like
What's up, Mark?
who was the more legendary quarterback? Like I
Yeah,
mean, how many Super Bowls Favre got?
I think one or two. I think he got maybe one. No, I think he got two. I think.
No,
I
think they both in the same situation. They both went to two, and then one
they
lost
won one. Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah. So
but to
and
fill those shoes,
remember, Brett didn't want to help him. I remember Brett like, I'm not.
yeah. I remember that.
Why would you help
No,
your replacement?
you know,
Kurt Warner did it.
Every job we got to do that, but in NFL and sports, you don't have to train your replacement.
Kurt Warner did it.
Hey, you gotta train this guy. Okay, you're like, why I gotta train him?
That ain't my job.
That's my job. It won't be a job at all. So don't worry, don't worry about it. All right, so that was Mark. Do you have any input into Aaron Rodgers? We got so much to cover today, but we're with Aaron Rodgers and the immunization, not vaccination. And I wanted to know if you had any, you think the penalty that he's getting is too much, or it's not really nothing. It's like, what you think? If you're talking, I cannot hear you. Make sure you're that you're not on mute. You might have to take your headset off. I don't know. Oh man, I don't hear you. So I'm gonna keep you there, but I don't hear you. Yeah, I don't even see your sound bar, man. Make sure your headphone thing is good. You might have to take it out because I can't hear. It's not even there. It's not even registered. All right, do that and come back. Close out and come back, or let me see. Let me try you one more time. One more second. Hold on. Yeah, try something else, Mark. Your sound. You don't even have a sound bar for me to adjust like everybody else. For some reason, yours is not even there, and it's probably because you either got to grant your access to your speaker. You probably didn't do that on your end. But close it out and then come back on, Mark. All right, so we're gonna move on. Mark, you can still be there, but I won't be able to hear you until you come out and fix your sound thing. All right, I have to say it. I'm miserable right now. I am miserable right now. We already having a tough year, and everybody in our division is better than us. But then for the Rams, man, they already got Von Miller for peanuts. And now you're going to tell me you're going to get OBJ, man, and a free agent where everybody wants him. And now he's with a team that's already, what they got, 7 wins right now? Like, I'm miserable. Cello, did he make the right choice, or you thought he should have went with New England or Kansas City? I personally say I thought he should have went with Mahomes. That would have been perfect, him and Tyreek. But what do I know? What do you think, Cello? And then I'm gonna go around. Everybody else, get your feedback.
He been wanting to go to LA for a while, even since he was on the Giants. This is what he want. To me, I think it's a really good chance. It's a really good risk you take with him. I mean, I know he hasn't really been doing his thing. I know he's been dealing with injuries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, that's like, why not? Like, why not? You want to go to LA? The market there, and they're already winning. They're going to the playoffs. Why not? Stafford is having a good year. Why not? So I would say, yeah, he made a good choice.
Okay. Now you said he's been wanting to go there
Since the Giants.
Wow.
Since the Lil Wayne interview, remember?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Remember what he said?
he's friends with LeBron. LeBron's a LA. Okay,
Yo, LeBron celebrating it. You seen it on? He
oh, did he?
celebrating on Twitter.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that. I didn't
he's
even know that.
celebrating it. Yep.
Lamar
He's
said
celebrating.
perfect choice, just so all you guys can see it in the. I made the chat so you can see it. Lamar said it's the perfect choice for him. So yeah, man, him and LeBron, you said celebrated. I didn't even see that part.
Celebrated.
Man, listen, that's how stuff works, man. It's I get it. He likes the big market. Big market. Team is winning. Jersey's gonna fly off the shelf. Timmy, David.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on this, man? Is this a good move for Timmy? I guess I'll go to you first because you know him very personally. Y'all try to do him wrong. I gotta say something, Giants fans. Y'all messed him up sending him to Cleveland, by the way. That was a really messed up trade for y'all to make, man.
But look what Cleveland built. Like they haven't won a
He
Super
didn't do nothing there, man. Like, he was averaging like 55 yards a game. It was bad, man.
Press. He got to play with his best friend, Landry. You had a hot quarterback coming out of college, right? They end up building up that roster. So it's not like it was the Cleveland of old. Why? Like they didn't do him dirty. To me, they did him a favor.
No, he got what he wanted and didn't pay out.
Yeah, as David said, he got what he wanted, and it didn't pan out. So honestly, come on, Odell, he did that interview with Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? He just started doing. I liked Odell. I wanted him to stay, but he just started doing certain things, and it's just like, come on, Odell, come on, man. I want you to be here, but you just doing some stuff, man. So, hey, it is what it is.
All right, I understand. David, what's your take on OBJ? Where y'all were formerly at now? Listen, I can't keep up with the teams moving all over the place, but how you feel about him being with the Rams, man?
Bad for him, bad for the Rams, and I'm gonna give y'all reasons why.
Yes, I need to hear that because the
Rams have 3 receivers, 2 of which are number 1 because Robert Woods is the number 1 receiver in the National Football League. Kupp is right now the best wide receiver in the NFL, and they have Vance Joseph, who is a vertical monster, 6'3", can do all those things. That's the primary reason why they got rid of Deshaun Jackson, because they said, hey, we have our 3rd wide receiver who can open up the offense. So now you bring in Odell, who, what is he going to be? He's not going to be the number 1 over. He's not going to be the number 1 over Cooper. No. He's probably going to be the number 2 over Woods, but y'all owe Woods $13, $14, $15 million over the next 3 years, so he's not going anywhere. Yes, Woods is getting paid, and you still got Vance Joseph. You got Vance Joseph on his rookie deal, and then you got the tight end Higbee, who is very good. Where the ball's coming. So the first time Sturt overthrows him or he's not getting his reps, he's going to be pouting on the sideline. It's going to be a bad look for him. So that's bad on everybody's part, where he could have went somewhere, been a number 2, built his value, and then left. That's true. He could have went to Green Bay, but there would have been no pouting because the moment Aaron Rodgers overthrows you and you come back snapping.
But David, is it bad? Is it bad for David? David, is it bad for him and the Rams, or is it just bad for the Rams?
It's bad. No, because if he doesn't play well, the Rams can say, "Hey, we're just gonna sit you." No problem, because we got our 3 receivers. It's bad for him because if he doesn't perform or he shows attitude issues, now you're a cancer. You did it to not one team in the New York Giants, but another team in Cleveland and a 3rd team. He needed to go somewhere where he was going to shine immediately, not be put in a dilemma where I have to be the man and I have to shut up, because Odell does not shut up. So that was a bad fit. This is a bad fit.
Listen, man. I didn't. Well, obviously, I'm biased because I don't want him to come to our division. I didn't want him to come to our division. I was hoping he would go way away from us, but I was like, I seen it. I said he's gonna go with the Rams. I was hoping Green Bay, to be honest with you, because at least it's Green Bay. But that man go with the Rams. Stafford, I mean, he has weapons, man. Like, but at the end of the day, they're still the Rams to me, man. It's I don't see them dominating like that. But in terms of they passed the eye test in terms of their roster. But if I was him, I honestly probably would have. If I wanted to try to run for that title, like he said he did, I don't know if the Rams are gonna be that dominant team when they get to the playoffs. But we know for sure Kansas City gonna be tough. So why not pair him and Tariq together? That would have been perfect for me because Mahomes would have. That's what he needed. They need a second receiver to help balance off of all that attention that Tariq's getting. But we'll see how it plans out. He made his decision. Did they disclose how much he signed for? I literally just seen this maybe a couple minutes before I came on here. That didn't even happen.
I didn't see it.
1 year.
No,
He signed for one.
I saw the Green
Go ahead.
Bay offer, and it was a low ball offer. That's why he didn't take it. It was a $1 million deal prorated over 8 games, which would have been like $500,000. We still don't have details.
Okay. So they got him for all right. So I mean, he wanted to test the waters. I guess he just wanted to do
not more than.
I mean, do you think it was like that was a bad deal by Green Bay, or you think that was a smart deal? What they offered.
If Green Bay pays, it was a smart offer by Green Bay. It was a low ball deal.
I think so too.
Because
I think so too.
Also realize that we still have to extend the second best wide receiver in the National Football League in Adams. So we're not giving up no money right now.
Yeah, for real. Because he definitely played better than him.
That's true. Mark, let me test your audio out now. I see your audio bar now, so hopefully I can hear you. Let me hear you real quick. What's up, bro? How you doing?
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
We can hear you, brother.
Yeah, how the brothers doing first and foremost?
Good,
I like to say hello. How you guys doing? Long time no hear from. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all letting me come back on. I'm just show off one of my shirts real quick because I know y'all shirts can't say anything that remotely looks close to that.
Mark, you can't wear that this week though, Mark.
Nah, that's all the time. That's my history. My history is victory. I can wear it every day if I wanted to. 365 days, but I got off topic a little bit. I would like to know what the question was so I can answer it, please.
We were talking about right there. If you see it at the bottom of the screen, it says NFL review. OBJ signs with the Rams. So we're talking about that. Again, for anybody that might be watching, this is Fanatics Live for the fans by the fans. We do this every Thursday around 9 o'clock, 8:30. So to kind of just recap all that's going on in the world of sports and entertainment as time permits. But yeah, we're talking about OBJ signing with the Rams. Mark,
I personally don't think. I mean, I'm glad he kind of signed with the Rams personally. I think this is the last stop for him. I think he's been getting a lot of chances. I'm not particularly an OBJ fan. He does fit their offense. I'm glad that the Raiders didn't pick him up because I like Deshaun Jackson better with the Raiders because he fits the Henry Ruggs mold for them.
Yeah.
I think that was a better pickup for them opposed to going to get my personal opinion, you can get OBJ, but you still got to understand where exactly is he fitting in at. They got 2 solid receivers. They got Cup, you know what I'm saying? They got Woods. They pretty solid. So unless they're gonna put him on the slot, I'm not really too worried about his production with them. I mean, he's gonna get his catches, but I don't see him being the main guy like he would have been on a lot of other teams. So, I mean, I don't really kind of feel here or there about him because his production has dropped so drastically over the years that, he really gonna have to pick up where he was left off with the Giants in order for people to respect him again. Because right now, he's just an ordinary receiver, if you ask me. I could be wrong, unless he does something, come in and all of a sudden he lights the world on fire. But I just don't see it.
I think now I'm not gonna say he's not. What I said before you came on was I thought he should have gone to Kansas City, but I definitely see him being productive with the Rams because they can do like you guys, the 3 receiver set, and who you got to pick your poison. Who you gonna go with? I mean, Robert Woods.
Yeah, but you forgot they got Jefferson too. So it's not like they you know you acting like he's just gonna come in and beat Jefferson. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
You know, these guys know that offense inside out now, going on years. Especially Jefferson, this is his second year, so
He still got to prove himself.
Exactly. Until he proves himself, like Marcelo said, I just don't think that. I see maybe 2 games from now we'll find out exactly what they got. But you know, you're gonna either have to force feed them the ball, or somebody's not gonna be happy because you know Beckham's in town and he's taking some of those catches. So
he's gonna take some of those catches because let's be honest, he's probably the most popular receiver on the roster right now. Is that fair to say, guys? Or y'all think?
Yeah, I mean, I think yeah.
Popular, but it's like popular amongst fans or players.
In general, I think fan wise,
players may have a different. May not say he's when it comes to play.
Yeah, that's true. Let me ask y'all this question though. Is he gonna whose catches is he gonna impact? Is that gonna be Jefferson or Woods? I think it's gonna take away.
It's gonna be Cups. It's gonna be Cooper Cup. Yeah, it's gonna be Cups. It's gonna have to be Cup because Woods is their main number one. So you can't go take catches away from Woods. It's either gonna be Cups or Jefferson, one of the two, or Higbee.
I think Cooper's the number 1 receiver in NFL right now. Touchdowns, yards, probably everything. He's had like 100 yards.
Yeah, most likely Higbee will be out.
Say that again, Tim?
Tyler Higbee would be out.
Might be Higbee.
Yeah, that sounds like the odd man out. Well, I mean, they stacking it up, man. They stacking it up. So, Mark, now a little David and Cello and Tim. Some of what Mark's saying is based on hate because obviously they made Odell who he is from one catch. That one.
They lost that game. They lost that game. They lost that game. So yeah, but they lost. That don't mean nothing. That's like the 780 dunk and a loss. That doesn't mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah, when the Cowboys give up that, when Brandon Carr gives up that phenomenal highlight of a catch that's always going to be linked to this man's career, you may not see a bright future for him. I mean, but if he's healthy, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mick. One thing you can never see, his production will never be matched like it was with the Giants. He was the number 1 man in New York. He's never going to be that again. If anything, him leaving the Giants hurt his career more than anything else because if you can't go down there with your best friend in Cleveland, who was his best friend, throw the name out.
Landry.
I'm sorry, LeRon Landry. When you go down, Landry, when you go down to Cleveland and you can't, maximize your potential with the dude you played with in college and your best friend.
Right
now, kind of on the outs, starting to look like you kind of on the downside of your career. You know what I'm saying?
And check it, right? Like the fact that Baker Mayfield wasn't throwing him the ball, yo. That's crazy.
He wasn't throwing the ball, man.
That's crazy. With Landry on the team.
Yeah.
Could I ask you a question, sir?
I haven't heard Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Matter of fact, could I ask you guys a question? Do you think that in practice, the way this guy practices dictated Baker Mayfield throwing him the ball? Because if you come in and you being a diva in practice during the game, no, I'm calling him a diva. I'm just saying he has diva type tendencies. He's one of those type of
listen. Hey Mark, he'll call himself a diva, so it's all good.
It's a lot of OBJ hate from his former team and the team.
I don't know, man. I don't hate. I'm just saying. We just saying like for you to be in Cleveland, with your best friend, and then then knowing how Odell is, and you don't throw him the ball even when it's open.
Exactly.
That's crazy, man. That's
what was his name? Was it People Jones? Pretty much their second receiver.
Go ahead, David. Go ahead, Mark. Hold that thought, Mark. Go ahead, David. Make sure you near your mic and be out a little bit.
Not only that, you go down to Cleveland and your best friend puts up better numbers than you. 2 out of the 3. Granted, he was hurt 1 year, but we kept seeing Landry put up better numbers than Odell. So what with Odell? The problem is not with Mayfield. It's not with Cleveland. It's not with the Giants. What's the problem with Odell?
He's a diva. I'm telling you that the NFL is trying to phase out those type of receivers. And if you look at the track, I'll give you another example really quick. That's kind of on the same. The kid from not Mike Williams. The kids from the Saints.
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas. All of a sudden, you don't know anything about Michael Thomas. It's almost like he never even played with the Saints.
Yeah.
They don't want those me-first receivers. And all those me-first receivers, you're going to be asked to block when you're not getting the ball. You're going to be asked to catch these screens where, you got one block and you got to make a play. It's not always going to be go downfield, Odell, and catch the football and catch the bomb and, do your dances or whatever. I just think, like most receivers, if he doesn't produce with the Rams, this will be his last stop, and then everybody's going to wonder why nobody wants to touch Odell. I'm telling you.
Okay. All right. So I think we've given our assessment of the young man. I feel like he's going to do well with the Rams. I'm not wishing for that because obviously we actually played him this week, but we won't. I doubt if he'll be incorporated into the game plan, but you never know with McVay. It might happen. But all the best to him. I'm glad he signed. He was a hot commodity, and that went really quick. So on to another free agent signing, which was sort of a head scratcher because I'm like, why did it happen anyway to begin with, the way that it happened? But Cam Newton is back in the building at Carolina.
Wow.
To begin with, I don't know. 1 year in New England, he looked awkward being there. Not his play. He just didn't look right in New England. To me, it just never looked right. But
it didn't look right.
It looked right. What does this say about Darnold? The fact that they went and brought this man back. I'm going to start with Darnold. I know, but I'm just saying, I know he's hurt, but to bring back him, we already know. We see, if you've seen his interview that he did with him and his dad, he already said, if I'm on a roster, it's going to cause a problem for your starting quarterback because of the attention he's going to generate. So now he's back where he belongs. What happens now? David, Cello, Tim, Mark. I'll start with Cello. I'll start with you first. What's your take on Mr. Cam Newton, Superman, being back in the building, man?
You know what? I don't even know. How long Donald's hurt for?
He's hurt for an extended amount of time.
Yeah.
Okay. I could understand why. Who else was there to begin the market?
Walker was the back. PJ Walker, number 6.
No, but on the market to pick up for a backup. To pick up for
take
a
those
backup.
boxes off.
Who else? Who else was a free agent as far as quarterback? Like who else?
The other person was I think Bortles, if I'm not mistaken. I seen Bortles supposed to be flying.
Bortles?
Yeah, I think he was one of the other people that was out there, but it wasn't.
From Jacksonville.
Yeah, Slim Pickens, man. Slim Pickens.
It's like, all right, we need a quarterback right now. The only thing is like, man, that was his team.
Yeah.
So it's like, is there going to be bumping heads? Like, for you to be in Carolina, this was your team. You was the man. You was the franchise.
Yes.
And then for you to be back there, I just don't see how he could just be wanting to be the backup quarterback.
Oh, he's not.
When Darnold comes back.
I don't think he's coming in there with a backup quarterback.
He's not going to want. He's not going to want to be. I don't see him.
Back.
The ego. I just don't see him wanting to be backup quarterback. So honestly, I don't know. All I could think about is they made a desperation move. They need a quarterback right now. What's their record?
4
You
and
gotta look
5.
that up.
I think 3-6.
What are they?
Would they be 3-6?
They got to be somewhere like that because they have to be like that. I'll pull it up in a second, or somebody can pull it up
Yeah.
while he's talking about that. But David, what were you gonna say in regards to the signing?
I was
Timmy,
saying
look
that
that up for me.
he is not going there to be the back, and I believe that the Carolina Panthers coaching is tired of Sam Darnold. They gave that 9 game.
Horrible.
Why they said, "Hey Cam, come on in here. Let's see," because this guy is holding us back, and he's holding back us from making a playoff run. So no.
Now why didn't New England like release him again? Huh?
Timmy, you sideways. Go ahead, Cello.
Why did New England release him?
Because Matt Jones was playing well within their system, and because at the time he wasn't vaccinated, and that was one of Belichick's mandates with his players.
Okay.
Garbage. We know that's garbage.
But they felt Matt Jones. They felt Matt Jones was going to be a better quarterback.
Yeah, he fit the system a little bit better. And like he said, and like Cam said, Mark, I'm coming to you right now. Like Cam said, if he's there, it's gonna cause a problem. As long as he's there, that quarterback's always looking over their shoulder. This is a former MVP. This is a #1 overall pick. He's been productive his whole career for the most part. He not going nowhere. He very confident. So you got to be a certain type of player to be able to stay in that position, knowing that a 6'5", really athletic quarterback's right behind you.
You know what's Panthers coach name again?
It's not Ron Rivera anymore. Who is the Panthers coach now?
It's the one the Giants was looking to hire too.
Don't nobody care about the Panthers.
But anyway, this is my last point about it. The competition, that's probably what it is. He probably like, listen, we're gonna bring this cat in here.
Yep.
Sam Darnold, if he want this job, he gonna have to compete for this job.
Mm-hmm.
If Cam Newton want this job, he gonna have to compete for this job. So you know what? Maybe it actually was a good idea for the Panthers.
I like it. I'm glad to see the man sign, man. Go ahead, Mark.
First and foremost, Mike, you got these red boxes that's like distorting all our faces. I don't know exactly what's going on, but
I don't see it.
I got red boxes on mine, and
I don't see it.
That's weird.
I got it on mine, but
I don't see it, Mark.
What I will say, guys, is #1 is a lot of Carolina fans who got that #1 jersey still in the closet.
Yeah, true.
Extremely, thank you very much. Extremely happy to see Cam Newton back. Reason being is one thing you know for a fact, Cam gonna give it all he got this time around. 100%. So you're gonna see a lot more of what you saw probably his first 3 years with Carolina, given that he get a second chance, because normally you don't even get a second chance to go back home.
True.
So I don't see Sam Darnold getting his job back. I just don't see it. I don't think Cam's gonna relinquish that, because you gotta understand, whenever you talk about the Panthers, the first person you talk about is McCaffrey. But McCaffrey was nothing without Cam. It was a hand-in-hand thing. So I wouldn't be surprised. McCaffrey is he slated to come back sometime soon, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he's back now, right?
Yeah,
he played last.
So all right, now you got Cam back, and that chemistry is deadly, man. So I see Cam coming in and being able to rally the troops and get them back to respectability, man. For real.
I like it.
Carolina actually has weapons. Like they have a nice tight end in Tremble, the Anderson. Like Carolina has decent weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he back. He was patient. Just injuries, man. I wish you know what I was thinking about, because of all these injuries. Obviously, we get hit with injuries. Every team gets hit with injuries. You know how you used to play like Madden, and you can go to the settings and turn the injuries off. I wish we could do that in real life because I get tired of seeing teams not at their fullest capacity and stuff. Not the Carolina, because not just Darnold's Darnold, but just in general, man. I would love to see where if a team makes it through a whole season injury free, man, that's amazing because football is such a violent sport, man. Go ahead, Mark.
Randy Gregory just got hurt in practice. Cedric Wilson just got hurt in practice.
No!
So it's what I don't like. What I don't like is when they get hurt. The first thing that you think about is who's going to replace who. And am I upset Gregory's hurt? Yes. Am I upset Cedric Wilson hurt? Yes. I'm a big believer next man up. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody during the year is going to catch injuries. It's better to have them now, you know, before the playoff run. So the gift and the curse for Carolina is, yeah, you signed Donald, you brought him in to start leading your franchise, but now Donald will probably end up sitting back and developing because Cam gonna come in and do what Cam does. I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina goes on a 3-game winning streak. Wow. Strictly because Cam Newton.
Hey man, it's documented, bro. If you hit on that, I applaud you because that would be amazing. I promise you. Like for him to be sitting at home chilling, but always ready, and then come back and then they get on a streak, that says a ton about him as a player, man. So I like that prediction. Okay.
Hey, I think it'd be good for the league too.
Yeah, it is good for the league, Cello. You're right. You know why it's good for the league? Because it made the league look stupid. The fact that he's sitting at home and he's better than probably 65% of the quarterbacks playing on losing teams. You know what I'm saying? And some of the winning teams. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to make me believe Mike White is better than Cam Newton. You're not going to make me believe that. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to make me believe that Taylor Heineke is better than Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying?
The bet. Now, just I was gonna do it, be sarcastic, but yeah, you're right.
Or Jimmy Garoppolo better than Cam Newton, but we ain't gonna go there. That's for a whole nother show when we, dissecting Jimmy Garoppolo.
Listen, man, hard to argue with the way that we've been looking, especially last week. So I have nothing to say, man. It's just hopeless.
And then y'all get to see the Rams on Monday.
Yeah, but I told Mark yesterday we play good on Monday night, so I'm putting it out in the world. We're gonna win that game, and then y'all will understand. Like, oh, so it's our time to turn it around, man. I'm not saying playoff wise, but we can't be just losing the way we've been losing, man. We can't keep it up. We can't do it. All right, now I'm gonna put this out here. If you don't want to hear this next portion, get off because it's a spoiler alert. If you did not see Kaepernick's documentary, you might want to either mute yourself or get off this line because we're about to talk about this documentary. Well, biopic. Sorry about it. Not even I don't know what it was, but it was a biopic that was phenomenal. What is it? Black and White, I believe is the name. Kaepernick, we know his situation. We know, him kneeling when he was with us and kneeling for the national anthem. And then he, had a whole lawsuit. They blackballed him, blackballed Eli Harold, blackballed our safety as well. So literally now he got to tell his story. Netflix picked it up. Did anybody here get a chance to watch it? And please give me your insight and your perspective on this biopic, man. I need to know. Put your hand up. Let me see. David, I think you raised your hand first.
Yes,
Make sure y'all loud and clear. I need to hear your thoughts on this, and I will share mine last because this is dear to my heart. Go ahead, David.
The first 5 minutes of the documentary is how I have felt about the NFL last 30 years. That it is almost an auction towards African American and how they are treated and how they are looked at and how they are perceived and sold to the fans and sold to people by a bunch of Caucasian people. So when for even start off that way, completely eye-opening.
Couldn't
And then
believe
to
it.
go into the details of all the struggles that he had to deal with between his parents and coaches, and just not being accepted for him, but still being that warrior every day to live his dream. That was one of the best things I sat and watched in the last year and a half. It was great.
Agree. I agree.
Mm.
I agree. I agree.
Mm.
I agree. I agree. What was your highlight, man? If you had to have a highlight, I'm gonna ask all of y'all. So kind of think about it if you can. What was the highlight? What was the main thing that stuck out to you, bro? David, I'll start with you first, and then I'll go around to all of y'all so y'all can get your insight into it.
His mother, how she understand what it was he was going through, but still finding supportive. If you long as you got that in your life, like she couldn't put herself in her son's shoes, but she kept trying to find ways to be supportive. And it came out a little harshly how you seen how his parents reacted to everything. I don't know if that was true all the time, but just to know that she was just standing up and still trying to figure out ways with the cornrows.
That was amazing.
Dealing with the situation with the coach, making him the freshman, trying to make him the backup the next year around. So just to know that he had that support, he understand it, just made that I'm going to say even more heartwarming and good to me.
Excellent. All right, so I'm glad you've seen it. I'm gonna go around. Did anybody not see it before I come to you, Mark? Did you? Well, Mark, we watched it together, so I know you
watched it together. I thought it was powerful.
Yeah.
I'm not a Kaepernick fan, but after that,
he was like a punter. His whole career, he said he like a
I've
punter.
been said he's like a punter, Captain Fastball. But that's another story. But as for his personal story, I mean, you couldn't even script his life. If he sat there and he told his whole life story like that, it's a must watch. Like if you even care about the topic, or you even care about, just the way football is played out from the time you leave college. Actually, that's a lie. From the time you get drafted into college, or recruited into college, up until the time you reach the pros, it's a meat market. Plain and simple. It's a meat market. You judge on stereotypes. When he was coming out, they wanted the drop back passer. Now it's all about the scrambling quarterback. One way or it's about the scrambling quarterback. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Athletic quarterback, the guy who can sit in the pocket, and if he has to run, he can run. If he has to throw it, he can throw it. And they still don't want to put a premium on that type of person, because most of the time he's African American. He's a black man, you know what I'm saying, who's a dual threat. Because I remember, and this is going way back. That's you, Terrence?
Yes, sir. What's up with you?
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you guys. You remember Jamel Holloway? I can name a bunch of quarterbacks. Darian Hagan. A lot of quarterbacks now that used to do the exact same thing didn't get drafted because they want that Tony Rice. A lot of guys. A lot of guys that didn't get drafted. Major Harris. You know the list. We could go on and on. Tommy Frazier. A lot of these quarterbacks now doing the exact same thing the quarterbacks from back then were doing, early 90s, late 80s was doing. But now they didn't see that prototypical pocket passer who pretty much got his feet planted in the ground like a tree can't survive, because now the defensive ends are just as fast as as some tight ends. And then you got linebackers now running 4.4, 4.3 40s. So if you can't run, there's a good chance you're gonna get killed. So I thought Kaepernick did a great job of showing the difference between how we still have to prove ourselves to become, the type of quarterback or athlete that we wanted, opposed to, now that's a premium. It's a premium now. And I thought he did an excellent job, man. I thought he showed that, him being biracial, and him having to go, he didn't take the route most of us took when we from a, predominantly black or mixed community. He pretty much wasn't in that world, and a lot of the scrutiny he went through from his hair to how he dressed to the athletes he liked, and his position coaches not giving him the opportunity. The man been through a lot. On top of that, not to run my mouth, dude was a 3-star athlete in 3 different sports. 4-star athlete, 3 different sports. You know what I'm saying? It was 4 different sports. I know it was basketball, football, and baseball. Yeah,
I gotta
and 3
watch it.
sports.
I gotta watch it. I haven't watched it just yet, but I just
Yeah.
I was
I
just
want
telling
to spoil it
someone
for you,
before.
T, so you might want to mute because we chiming in on it. So unless you don't mind hearing about it, it's a little.
You don't want to get it spoiled, man. It's a must watch.
No, I'm good.
It's a
good.
must watch for anybody who want to know exactly what he stood for and why he stood for it. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny
dope.
though. It's funny because I just had a conversation with someone and I told him, I said, listen, man, because we were talking about, Colin Kaepernick and we were talking about why is Blake Bortles still quarterback in the NFL and Colin Kaepernick is not.
Yep.
And I said to him, I said, it's plain and simple because he ruffled the feathers of the establishment.
Facts.
He said what was the truth. He said, well, I said, you gotta understand something. I said, let's be clear. I said, for this generation, this cat may be as revered as Muhammad Ali. For the things that he said, for the things that he taught. I said, you may not feel that way. I said, but a lot of people do feel that way because you got to understand something. Some of these kids don't even remember Muhammad Ali. They don't even know Muhammad Ali. They don't know what he actually stood for. I said, so this person, what he's saying right now resonates with them, especially because now the media is we have the air of the media right now. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the things that have happened. I said, so it's a different bar. I said, so you got to understand what he did was paramount. You know what I mean? I said what he did, it was unusual because he wasn't going to say, I'm just going to shut up. He said, well, I said, you have to understand something. Before this whole thing came out, this cat was about to be traded to another team. The Broncos was about to take him. But when all this hit the fan, that's when all of them went away.
You're right. I forgot.
I said,
that.
so you got to understand, he was still a hot commodity before all this started happening. He was a hot commodity, whatever, and people were like, whatever, they were going to trade for him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I said, you got to understand, this cat, he put this thing on his back. Say what you want to say about him as far as being a quarterback. The thing that he did from a personal standpoint, he risked his career. He risked his career. And I said, at the end of the day, you got to respect it.
He was a martyr, man. He literally sacrificed he sacrificed millions and millions of dollars to put his beliefs on the line. Got ridiculed for it, and then was not only proven right, he was proven more than right. To the point where when they stormed the Capitol and went in the government, nobody got shot. You know what I'm saying?
Only one person got shot. Just one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Shot.
One person got shot. You're right.
But it's like I told somebody earlier, and it was funny. Me and my wife were having this conversation earlier about the young white cat that's in Kenosha that's getting the thing right now. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I said to myself, if I had drove from Jersey City to Newark or whatever and killed 2 white cats all in the auspice of I'm protecting what's mine, I would have been locked up. There wouldn't even been no conversation. There wouldn't have been no whatever.
You could have shot him with a BB gun and got locked up.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it wouldn't have been all this. It would have been like, yo, you did it. You had no business being there. And I'm like, yo, the spin on it is so, because you got so many people saying whatever. He was defending himself. I said, you got to understand that thing called self-defense, whatever, is very tricky.
Right.
I said, because there's also a part in there that says you have to give the same amount of force that was given to you. And that's what people miss, that you can't just go, if the same amount of force, like if somebody smacked you and you shot them because they smacked you, you're still going to jail.
Yeah.
You're still going to jail. If somebody just smacked you, whatever, and you shot him, whatever, you're going to jail because the amount of force that was used, that you used against them, whatever, is not going to be considered whatever the same amount. So you got to be careful with that. So in the same situation, he deserves jail time.
Yeah. I like what you guys said in regards to relating him with as being a martyr in terms of like laying his career, literally putting it on the line. And Cello, what was your takeaway from watching this? Did you see it? You didn't see it yet?
Nah, I didn't catch it. I didn't see it.
I can promise you, and like I said, Mark's never liked Kaepernick. Never. He watched this whole thing with me and was like, we both was like,
wow.
It was literally.
I was like, wow.
It's eye opening.
Wow, yo, it's tastefully put together.
Yes.
It's tastefully put together from literally the first episode to the last episode. He makes sure you understand the struggle as a person.
Yes.
That's even before he gets to putting his career on the line. So you get to see the whole struggle. And then he finally got to the point where he said, you know what? Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Now, mind you, this only shows the high school phase. They still got college. They still got NFL. Wow. They didn't even cover everything. So I'm sitting there like I'm drooling waiting for this. So Colin Kaepernick, if somehow it comes across your feed or inbox to you that this particular conversation from us fanatics comes across your feed, applause to you, applause to Ava DuVernay, applause to you guys. Phenomenal. And obviously I'm a Niners fan, so I got real feelings towards what you've been doing. But I just want to say, like, me watching it, man, I understood him better because I was wondering, because I was like, those first couple of years with us, he wasn't that guy. He wasn't, he was a quarterback. His hair was cut low. When he had a Beats commercial, his hair was cut low, and he was just kind of, he was existing. And it took like maybe 3-4 years in that Afro started kneeling, and I was like, yo, where did this come from? Where was this at before? But after watching the biopic, I get it now. Now I understood. And I was like, man. So, yeah, man. Y'all, it's a must watch. It's a must watch.
It's definitely one of those you need to have in your Rolodex of memory. So if it ever comes up again and you need to discuss it, you can definitely discuss it. I'm not going to sit and blow it up because it's just good, man. Good TV, good watch. It shows at an early age. I think it was really tough for him because he loved his parents.
Yeah.
But they just didn't understand. It was always pointing at him and making him feel like he was the problem. But I think after a while and the years went on, it just all reached a head in the NFL where he just said enough is enough. And they didn't even get to that yet. So, it's really good, man. Get a chance, please watch it.
Yeah. And then getting an offer that listen, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but man, the thing that surprised me the most, and I think we might be good with wrapping him up, is I didn't know he was that good in baseball. I missed that part. David, I didn't know nothing about him being like the top baseball player in like all of American. Like, I didn't know that.
Oh, that's because we don't get into baseball, but I didn't know that either. I just knew that, hey, he went to Nevada and he was pretty good coming out of Nevada. We missed out.
I'm saying he was throwing fastballs in NFL, man. So I knew he had to play some kind of baseball because it took him a while for him to take the touch off of his balls. I mean, that's not dissing him. When he first
yeah, adjust that comment a little bit. Pause.
He's throwing fastballs.
Yeah, thank you.
Like he and what I mean by that was when he threw intermediate routes that 10 to 15 yards, he was putting smoke on those balls, man. He had to learn how to ease up on that, because in college you can get away with that. You know what I'm saying? And plus he was athletic and he can run, but in the pros he had to learn to take a little bit off that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made him the quarterback he was.
That's a good point because he definitely was lighting our receivers' hands up. They were saying in practice and stuff like that. And now seeing, I'm like, man, he was like a top baseball recruit and could have went to any school he wanted to. Actually, could have went to the pros. And it was like, man. So enough. I wanted to highlight that. I know it's technically not related to sports per se, but you can't take that away from the man. Played in the NFL, made it to a Super Bowl, and literally changed a whole lot in sports right now because, like you said, they went from banning him, blackballing him, to having to issue an apology and say he was right. That's man.
Yeah, but you you gotta understand, you got 100. Well, I think maybe
Here, what's going on?
one owner isn't a white man, and this ain't got nothing against white, black, none. But when you trying to understand the plight of a black man throughout the course of history, unless you walked in his shoes, pretty hard to kind of understand that, man. And Cap made it his business to either you gonna hear me or not, and you could blackball me, but we gonna see what happens. And sure enough, apology was issued. So we know who was right in that situation.
And if you want to say, and for the NFL, if you want to say Kaepernick, his career went on the decline, okay, no argument there. You want to say that, we can go, y'all can get away with that one. But what you can't get away with is justifying Eli Harold, a young linebacker, not having a job anymore after he kneeled, or Eric Reed, who was a Pro Bowler and only 27, 28. No, might have been younger than that. Might have been 26 at the time. There was no justification for him. He went to Carolina, and then after Carolina, still nobody signed him. So it's like, dude, you gonna tell me he wasn't better than some of the safeties? I'm not gonna say no names. Some of the safeties that's out there, but you understand. So I'm glad.
I'm talking about Jabril Peppers, man.
Jabril Peppers
Don't
is
do
nice.
that.
I like it. That's a good.
I like Jabril. I like Jabril Peppers too. I ain't gonna front.
He got
But
he got
like
tore ACL, man.
Yeah. So what you
I
say,
like brother Jabril, man.
He tore his ACL.
Oh man.
Put it in practice or in last game?
Nah, it was in the game.
Y'all can't.
Yeah,
listen,
it
man.
was against.
Just look for the draft like us, Cello. That's all you got to look forward to, brother, at this point. I don't know what to say because y'all just having injuries all over the place. But that's it for Kaepernick. I want to touch on college a little bit. There's been some whispers. Deion Sanders.
Baylor.
TCU.
Baylor.
Is Baylor now?
No, you're right. TCU, you're right.
TCU, okay. Yeah, man, these whispers are getting louder and louder. And then on their Twitter page, they put like an emoji and thumbs up, and like they basically confirmed, like, yeah, we going after him. They throwing the bag, the sink, they throwing everything at him right now. Which
I'll be honest with you though, man. I think if Deion waits at least another year or two, that he would be able to not only help himself but help those other HBCU coaches, man.
Agreed. I hope
he's not going anywhere. They brought 50,000 people to an HBCU game. He's not going anywhere. And when it's all said and done, what he will be is probably the trendsetter that brings other, I don't want to even say former college players, but more respectable coaches that go into that, HBCU world and be able to show that, you know what, I can recruit. Because right now, if you're an athlete, you want to go play for Prime. I said this before the season started. You're going to want to play for Prime. You want to go to the HBCU. You're going to want to be able to play and have that recognition, because regardless of where he plays, and I hope you guys agree, his name is Prime Time because he's Prime Time. So if you play for him, you're definitely gonna get a look. Plain and simple.
I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead, Salo.
Y'all may think I'm bugging about this.
See, come on screen. I'm looking at your ceiling. Go ahead.
y'all may think I'm bugging about this, but
They
the
have.
only
That makes
thing
sense.
is y'all got to remember that the XFL. Listen, you might listen. The Rock. Nah, I'm serious.
Oh, listen,
The
yeah, no,
Rock.
he purchased it. Yeah.
Listen,
Hmm.
that dude's listen. That dude might run for president one day.
Okay.
They said whatever he touches turns to gold. Watch out for the XFL, man, because this is a whole new time. And then everything that's been going on with the NFL, watch out for the XFL, man. I think that's going to be something that's going to surprise and shock a lot of people, man. Is the XFL.
He
I
was.
I
think
think
this is a good time for
Okay.
them.
if The Rock makes it primarily about football, minus all the stupid gimmicks, like in the past, because that's what killed the XFL
But
was all the
that's not
dumb
the Rock.
gimmicks. If he
The
makes it
Rock
primarily football,
is not going to be like it was before. I highly doubt it. I think this is going to be very attractive to a lot of these young players, man. A lot
Okay.
of these players that's coming up now, I think the XFL is going to be very, very interesting and attractive. I think they're going to do something very different. And I just think I could just see a lot of people rocking with the XFL, man.
could I ask
David,
y'all a question?
is there a
Uh,
junior? There's no junior league
Oh,
for like how how the NBA got the G League. What's the junior
Yeah.
league for football? Is
Mhm.
there one?
There
spring
is
ball,
none.
that
yes,
spring
it's
ball
college
football
football.
that came out. No, they just did spring ball. What? Remember last year, guys? The spring ball football that came out. Gary Gilbert played for
That
them
was
last year. He
that
did
was
it up.
It got shut down. That's not you talking about the
Eh,
Alliance Football League. They got that went
that ain't work. That ain't work.
good. A couple
I
of them
just
players
don't
are still in
think
the league right now, but
Yeah.
the
But
league
it
you.
just the league did it.
why they
No,
That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I think number one, having The Rock as the owner to
yeah.
run it. Listen, that dude has a massive following. It's crazy.
Well, it's him and
So
a team of investors, so he got a whole
yeah,
network of people
he got a whole network, of course.
yo,
Yeah.
the
So
only way
I don't think they're not trying to be the junior league either.
I think the only way that they'll even make any steam, you're gonna have to take at least one of the top 5 college players sign with the XFL. You can't have a bunch of no name like and throwaways like Trent Richardson coming back for the 15th time in the 16th league that he tried out for. You
Mhm.
got to get one of these new guys coming out of college, premium guys. Now, Cello, I think you're right. I think The Rock will put out a decent product because he's a smart man. But
yeah.
if you were to get a top 5 player to commit to the XFL instead of the NFL will have a problem because that's like, Dr. J going to the ABA,
Hmm.
making the ABA credible. You know what I'm saying? If you just say hypothetically, OBJ was to go to the XFL if he got blackballed from the NFL.
Mhm.
That's a decent start. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And Cam say, you know what? Screw the NFL. Let me go over to the XFL. You got to get players capable of bringing these crowds in, man.
David,
Mhm.
he
Let me
just put
explain
something in
something
my
to
brain,
y'all.
and I think you might be able to pick up on it. Go ahead, David. Chime in, and then I'm gonna give you another thought. Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say. I'm gonna give you another thought.
Let me
Go
explain
ahead.
something to y'all about these leagues trying to compete with the NFL. You can't compete $200 billion when you only got $600 million. So it makes no sense. These leagues, they look cute and all. Odell is not going to sign with somebody for $250,000 when he can go to the NFL. And by the
No.
way, we just saw what he got paid. He got paid $4 million for this year. A guy coming out of college who's going to be a top 5 pick and make $5 million, $6 million in the first couple of years is not going
Yeah.
to go to no XFL or WNFL, whatever you want to call it, and make $250,000 a year.
But
So the price
but
tag
how?
alone, regardless
Mhm.
of if it's The Rock, if it's Vince McMahon, if it's Archie Manning, or all these names you want to bring in, the price tag will never give them the opportunity to compete. It will take
I just
somebody
think
that
I
already
think the
owns an
Rock
NFL team.
I
Well,
think the Rock is the key, man. I think I could see him getting a whole lot of money with all these investors, these top investors. I could see him raising the money getting the money, getting the fans, marketing that thing to like I could just see, especially in this time now.
I have a
Now, if
question.
you was to say before, I
Yeah.
think it'd be
300
very hard. But
billion.
for now,
Three 300
Let
billion.
me let me let me
300
say this
billion.
real
And
quick,
that's just,
fellas.
Hold up, T. Let David. You gotta make sure you loud enough. You like fading in and out. Go ahead, bro.
I said 300 billion against 100 million. Because that's all he's going to get. That's all he's going to get to try and start up a professional league. Vince
Listen, Mark.
McMahon couldn't do it, and he was a billionaire. So we got to stop this.
but Vince,
Trying to make this
I just
league
think
look
Rock.
good because
I think The
we
Rock
got
is
something to
different,
watch in
man.
March and April, but they're not competing with the NFL.
I think
Let
The
me
Rock is different, man.
Before I give it to Mark and Terrence, here's a proposal. What if Kaepernick goes to the XFL?
Mm.
Yo,
That's what I'm
I'm gonna say
saying.
this. Let me say this real
could I
quick.
could I could I say something real quick, T, before you start? Because I know
Go
for a
ahead.
fact once I say this, you definitely gonna jump on board, even Cello, and to make you think something too, David. Just remember, the XFL had Steve Young, Reggie White, Randall Cunningham. All these dudes went to the XFL before they went to the NFL. XFL
XFL or
at one, yeah.
USFL.
you talk about?
I'm sorry, I apologize.
He's
The
talking about
USFL. At
USFL.
one
the
point, the
USFL back in
USFL
the day.
was giving the NFL a run for their money.
Yeah.
If Cello is right and these people back them up and can give them lucrative contracts that makes it competitive football and don't have corny, stupid uniforms, but no, I'm serious. If they bring some of that college flair with these shiny helmets and these new uniforms, I'll sit there and watch that quick because I watch football. I watch high school football and I watch all types of football. But when you're talking about having a new league and having a dude who played football running the football operations, not Vince McMahon, who was a wrestling sports entertainment dude, but a guy like The Rock who
Yeah.
actually knows and played at Miami and knows, Irvin and all of them dudes and played under Double J, Jimmy Johnson. It's possible because the NFL is somebody to sit there and have a competitive advantage against them. And yeah, and if
Okay.
Kaepernick went and you bring a lot of other guys over there, it might get interesting, man. It
Yeah.
really might
Well,
be.
The previous
I'll
version of
say
it.
this though.
Hold up, David. Hold up, David. Go ahead, T.
I'll say this,
David.
guys. I think what Cello was saying is absolutely true, and I think the thing that evens the playing field, Dave, is the fact that the kids get paid now. These kids now are getting $1 million deals in college. So now the aspect of needing all that money or whatever from the NFL now goes down to a degree. Now,
Mm.
if you say to them, I'll give you
I see
equity,
you, man.
I'll
It's a
give
lot
you
of
equity
food.
as opposed to you giving a
You ain't gonna get
paycheck.
all that.
Because now if it becomes a player-owned league,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
it will rival the
Mm.
NFL because equity now comes into to play. Right now, the
Yeah.
NFL teams, as far as the players, they own nothing but their names and their likeness. But
Mm.
if I come to you and I say whatever, you can have a partnership and a part of the piece of the pie, which is what the marketing and all the other stuff that comes along with it. It can be a viable league that can possibly rival the NFL. But what you're saying, whatever, is absolutely true. But the status of what we're currently in with the NIL deals and stuff like that, it's possible that someone can rival the NFL. It just takes the right league to do it.
And I just see The Rock is the oh man. Listen, have
You're
y'all been
talking.
Joe, this dude is on another planet, man. Like it's amazing
You're
what he's
still
doing.
talking. You're still talking. Okay,
Six
I have
hundred billion.
my likeness deal that makes me $1 million, or I have an NFL contract that I sign and I make $56 million. Like, come on.
You
But
may
but,
not
But
but
you
get
just
my
the
heard
but
what
big.
the
You may not get the
your
big
point
fish, David.
your
Like
point
you
your
said,
your
you may
point's
not
not
get the real big ones, but you may
your
not get the
your
top 10 players. But you might get somebody in the 20s and the 15 and 20s that
but
might be
let's
like, yo,
let's
you know what? I can get
also
2 million here. I may not be able to get that in NFL. You never know.
let's also keep this in mind too.
Uh-huh.
Those $1 million contracts are not for everybody on the team. that's only for the top 10% of the actual team.
Agreed. Right.
So those deals, whatever, are not necessarily going to every single person. So let's just say, for an example, a Colin Kaepernick does end up going to a league like that because he's not considered to be the top 10% of a team at this moment in time. And he was to go in and say, you know what, guys, you know what? You see what happened to me. They blackballed me for just speaking up about being a person of color. You know what I'm saying? And you get all this now, these woke people wanting to be a part of a movement. It can really do something. It can really do something. So I think that I think it could happen, but like I said before, it takes the right person to get behind it, and it also takes the people with the right mentality, because now it's different, because people will say whatever. Why go to like what Dwayne Wade did with the shoe deal he had?
Right.
When he didn't sign with, when he didn't go with Nike, whatever, he went with someone else, whatever. But he went with a sneaker company that was actually in China, with his billions of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the same. It's the same premise, whatever. It just takes the right person to say, okay, guys, whatever. We can actually do this. We can either be rich or we can be wealthy. You know what I'm saying? And if we get the right deal and the right, the right type of equity, it's possible. I mean,
Yeah.
it just is. You know what I
You
mean? But
have
what you're
a
saying is not
better
wrong,
chance.
Go ahead, David.
You have a better chance of the Power 5 in college collapsing than you have of any upstart league taking and being competitive with the NFL. I'm like stop. Like,
What about in the NFL
we're
season? Like, what about when the NFL's not playing? There's a gap for those months that they can fill.
That's cute.
Yeah, you don't compete with them during the season. You do the time where they're not playing.
When they're not playing.
I'll say this as far as
that's
Power
cute
5,
to watch,
Dave.
but you're not gonna have Tom Brady's playing in those leagues.
That's true.
You're not gonna have playing in those leagues. You're gonna have Mike White playing in those leagues, who we just talked about. You're gonna have Scarrich, former Alabama running back, playing in those leagues, because they're still trying to figure out a way to play in a league to get back. It's always going to be.
Check this out, though. But check this out. But check this out. You said, $300 billion, right?
600. He said 600.
$600 billion. But let's just say whatever. If I'm a person that gets involved with that, whatever, and we can get to $60 billion. If I'm at $60 billion, whatever, and I can show these players that, you know what, you can get paid more with me because of the equity that you get involved with, as opposed to being a part of the corporation, they may go.
Endorsement deals and all that stuff that comes with it. Like you may
where they going if they already under contract?
You got to think about it too. Just like
already under an NFL contract.
I'm not talking about for the ones.
But
I'm not talking about for the ones that are already involved, because keep in mind, you're gonna always. We're not saying that it's gonna totally displace the NFL.
Right.
I'm saying I'm talking about rivaling the NFL, where it gives another person another option. We're not saying that it's going to destroy the NFL. We're saying give it an option, because keep in mind, the USFL was bigger than the NFL at one point in time.
Right? They bought them out, right? Yep. They folded. I thought they bought them out. Oh, that's the AFL.
No, they folded, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if the right program comes along, whatever, it's possible. Will it be tough to do? Yes, but if you get some of these college players, whatever, that people watch on Saturday, like Mark was saying, you get some of these college players, whatever, and you get a cat like Phil Knight and say, Phil Knight, we want you to design all these crazy type uniforms, right? And you got these young cats coming in that people watched all day, every day on Saturday. It's possible that it can rival it. I'm not saying they'll take it over.
And think about it. Think about it. The owner. Like, think about it. The Rock. The Rock is the face.
Yeah.
The Rock is the face. Think about that. Cats, listen.
They're gonna be on TVs, David.
What?
Any network on, they're gonna be on any network. That's for sure. That's true. Now again, I agree. They're not gonna compete with them, but they can get some viewers during that time the NFL's not playing. Because even the Alliance, the one that folded, they didn't fold for lack of viewership. They folded because the money, it was too much money. They didn't have enough money to cover everything. That's why they folded. But Rock and them are actually looking. I don't know if they inquired about getting some of those teams, but whatever it was they were doing the XFL, I know that they was looking at the alliance teams in the initial stages to see if they would take some of them and probably merge it together. I don't know, but he liked what the alliance did. And if XFL, I think, gonna need either some rule changes or funky camera angles. I don't know. They're gonna need something that's gonna help them stick out. And I'm rooting for them because I got clients that I'm sending to the XFL next year. So I'm hoping that the league actually does work because I need them to get signed. So let's go XFL.
So just say hypothetically, Nick Saban says, all right, you know what? They're throwing X amount of dollars for Nick Saban. Nick Saban goes. They throwing X amount of dollars at Deion Sanders as their head coach. He ends up going. What's his name? Harbaugh. They throw X amount of dollars. Once you get credibility, because it's all about credibility.
That's true.
Right.
If you have credibility with the coaches and you have credibility with the players and you put the good teams in the exact big markets and it's not playing against the NFL but on the off season of the NFL, you can make some noise, man. You can make some noise.
Yeah, compete with the 600 million. Go ahead, David. Sorry.
You can laugh and be a little B show. That's cute. The XFL last year was a B show. They had Spurrier, they had Archie Manning running the entire forefront of the XFL. It was good to watch. If I had to watch that against the NFL game, I'm cutting the XFL off. So as long as they stay in their little frame, make your money. But don't tell me 5 years after making your money, you're gonna go compete with the NFL with one sports league that ain't going nowhere. It's like
nowhere.
I think if you give it, I think if you give it
from
time,
March to July.
I think if you give it time, I think if you give it, like you said, 5 years, I think if a league like that comes around and stays around for 5 years, it will be a problem for the NFL because those contracts are gonna tire out. And if somebody says to me, "I'll give you $3 million guaranteed dollars
plus equity
for 10 years plus equity," now keep in mind most of these NFL contracts don't get paid that second part. It's just that upfront money.
And guess who knows that?
Guarantee that case. I mean, I'm telling you, it can.
And guess who knows that?
The longer
Guaranteed money
stays
to
around,
take
it could be a
over.
problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
the guaranteed
you're
will
right.
take over.
Guaranteed money to take over.
Yeah,
I don't care what nobody say. If I know I'm guaranteed 30 million on the front and the back end, and that's my contract, that's a no-brainer. Because if I get hurt, I'm still getting my money. I ain't got to worry about trying to sit there and renegotiate my contract because you know what? I'm hurt and I got to renegotiate to help sign other players. No, my money guaranteed, so I ain't got to worry about nothing.
When they supposed to start? When they supposed to start XFL the season?
Next, during what was it you said, David? They have until May to what? What was the date frame? Whatever that time frame he said is right after the NFL season.
Didn't you say March? I think you said March, right, David?
It's going to most likely be a March to July, March to August time frame, at the very least, August cutoff.
But it's going to start next year, 22. Why, yo, I can't wait to see how they present it.
Scheduled to start in 2022.
Wait till they present this joint. Watch, it's going, man, we going to be like, yo, I ain't going to front. I got to see this.
a lot of it, though, has to do with...
We signed Rashawn Salam from there when he was with the XFL back the first time when he came to us with the Niners. So dudes got contracts from playing there. No lie. No lie.
Yeah, I could see them do. I could see them doing like a movie presentation with The Rock in it. Like I'm telling you, just getting people's attention, and then cats is like, yeah, they scheduling that date to watch that first XFL game. Yeah, I got a feeling those numbers are going to be big.
And you're gonna watch it the first three games. You know what else you watch the first? You know what else you watch the first 3 games? You watch. What was the Ice Cube NBA thing? The big three.
That's not
big three. Huge. It's huge now.
They get big.
That's huge now.
The NBA stole some of the stuff from the big three last year.
But
they had
to. Watching the big three now.
Some of their joints.
Now
But
that
I
now
may
that was
not be,
Are you
but it's
watching
a
the
lot
Big
of
Three?
viewership.
oh
CBS picked up the actual playoffs.
again,
listen,
you can't compete with the monopoly, the big boys. But
yeah,
you
They
can
just found the
get
place.
viewership in
They
that
found the
off
place.
time, man. You can get
yeah,
some.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ice Cube trying to get to the Big Five. He 2 away from that Big Five where he can have his own
Think,
league, and
think,
that's when it's gonna get interesting. Because
think
a
about
lot of the
this.
guys,
Go ahead, Mark. My bad.
I'm sorry, what Ice Cube is doing is smart. You don't compete against the NBA, but you
no.
take the NBA players. You don't compete against them, but you take those players that he washed up. Check it out. I'm gonna put him in the 3B. I'm going 3-on-3. I'm gonna sell the stadium out. I'm gonna play in your stadium or whatever arena you got. But once it get to the point where he's selling out with 3, all he got to do is add 2 more dudes, and now he
Do
got
you?
a nice league, and people will be interested in it.
Yeah,
Because remember,
I
the
just
Yo,
like that
NFL,
chip game.
the
that's the
NBA is
point.
yeah, but the NBA right now is in a cycle. It's a lot of young dudes coming into the league, and they trying to push a lot of the older cats out.
Yeah,
And Ice Cube sitting right back saying, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, get rid of Westbrook. You don't want him? Guess where he'll end up?
Yeah,
Right in the big
it's
3, brother. Oh, you
I
don't
was
you don't like you don't
I was
yeah.
I was tripping. I was tripping when I turned to CBS and saw the playoffs on it. I was like, what? So I mean, I was sitting there when I seen them on CBS, and I was like, they got their own joint on CBS. I was
yep,
like, yo, this is
yep.
crazy, but
And
it
the
just
thing
goes
is
to
good
show you it's a place
and,
basketball.
for them.
Yeah,
and
It's
So
listen,
good.
that was Ice Cube.
yeah,
Bro, The Rock on another level, man. Like The Rock is on another level, man. This dude, he's the number one actor. He's the number one actor, right? Number one actor.
yeah. He's
And
the
put
Like,
on
yeah, box office
what's the
smash hit.
name?
Yeah,
yeah,
like he knows the he knows the business.
number one actor.
He knows the bu-
Give me 1 minute,
and then
guys.
and
Yeah,
even just his appearance alone, The Rock is brolic than a mug. That
listen,
alone gets attention. You know what I'm saying?
we get.
yeah.
I don't think the XFL get an XFL this much attention. So we get.
Okay.
This is Fanatics Live. I need to put up the information so they'll know where to send the invoice. Send the invoice to Fanatics Live. We say y'all get 20 minutes of XFL promotion, and y'all don't have nothing out there right now for the people to even see. See that? Follow us on Fanatics Live. And then, see that name, the at Fanatics Live. You can contact us there and be like, hey, we appreciate y'all talking about it.
Yeah, for real.
Yes,
XFL don't
sir.
get covered nowhere. What here? But Ice Cube's insinuated that the All-Star game when they had the new rule where there was the decision to play without a running shot clock, that was from his league. He said that they had it first, and then the NBA incorporated it in the All-Star game last year. So he
I
even
mean,
put
I
up,
wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, when you think about it, when you think about all of these rules have been stolen from someplace else anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen,
You know what I
man.
mean?
Listen, you
They've
know
been
who missed
stolen.
the opportunity, which would have worked right now? N1. Remember N1?
Oh
Ah,
yeah. Oh
man,
yeah. Yeah.
N1, man.
Yeah.
They need
Yeah.
to. Professor's still relevant, man. We all over.
NBA
We
Berry,
know about
NBA
N1,
Berry
XFL.
and
Listen, we the real
Yeah.
fanatics for real. Go ahead, Mark. I'm
And,
sorry.
NBA
and
made it their business to bury N1 because N1 popularity
Yes.
within the streets was humongous. It was
yeah,
more popular than they actually thought it was ever going to be. So what the NBA
Yep.
did was allow their players to be a lot more creative, do a lot
Yeah,
more
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote street moves. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And a lot
and,
of more alley oops and a lot more,
yeah,
crazy play.
yeah.
But the NBA, they knew what they was doing. They made sure they killed N1. They
And,
really
and
did.
and
Choked it out. Choked it out.
Remember Jason Williams was out, Vince Carter was out. Like when you could do that in a professional game, it's like
Mm-hmm.
and one
Ain't no
nice
reason to go
nice
watch the
knowing you, but
mixtape.
yeah.
this cat doing this in the game
They was
No
they was
reason to go
in
restricting
watch
the
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 right
mixtape.
playing like Skip to
Hey, hey,
Malou,
what,
but
what,
now he can play like Skip to Malou now and it'll be accepted.
no,
Just
and,
what everybody
and he
agreed,
white.
Euro step.
what
The
everybody
Euro
agreed,
step.
what everybody agreed that N1 influenced more NBA players than NBA players did at that time. Everybody wanted to be like and
look
one.
at the Euro step. The Euro step, whatever that wasn't involved into N1, man. That N1, them cats was walking and doing that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And the guy,
Well,
Yeah,
professor's still relevant now.
yeah.
yeah.
But
He's still on
Yo,
commercials.
it's
He's still doing
NBA players that
commercials.
go to Professor Harden
Yep,
with the professor to ask him how he do this certain crossover.
yep,
Professor is
Mm-hmm.
exactly that. He's the professor,
yep.
man. You know, a lot of dudes. Now ask yourself why Professor's not in the league.
Well, he said
The NBA made sure
because
that
he
he
signed the
don't play in the
contract
league.
back then when he signed with N1. He said he was 19, I think it was. He was going to college, or he wasn't in college yet. He was on his way to college, and he ended up signing a contract with N1, which took away his eligibility, and that's why he didn't end up going to play in college because he was considered a
But Mick,
professional athlete.
you don't have
Which
to.
now you can do that.
All you have to do is be out of college for 2 years, and then you can resign. So they made it their business to not sign any N1 players. Only Skip to Malou. Skip went there, Ray for Austin, and they wouldn't even let him play his brand of basketball.
Yeah, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. Listen. I'm gonna guarantee you, David. You were about to say something. Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead, David.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I just wanted to say, like, listen, you hear how in depth our analysis is. You're not getting this nowhere else. Not to deep dive what we just went into. We just went into XFL, N1, USFL, the AFL. We just went back to stuff that literally helped shape and mold what you're watching today in sports. Like, literally. So I just wanted to shout out to y'all, man. Y'all look at you. Applause to y'all, man. Y'all on point with your knowledge, man. Now it's funny because we started this with Dion, and then we went to XFL with Cello, but I want to go back to Dion just to make sure I didn't miss anybody's input. Does anyone see him actually leaving for TCU? I don't think so. I hope not.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I can see him doing it. I don't want him to do it,
Yeah,
but I can see him doing it. And the only reason I say I can see him doing it is because he has a home already down there. It's not like he's a stranger to the area, and his son, he can bring his entire staff with him already.
yeah.
I don't think so,
You know what I
man.
mean? So I don't want to see him do it, but he might do it. He might. I
I,
know I
I,
don't want to see him do it, but I can see him doing it, man.
I think
Man.
I
just
think he
because
would look
he's a
like a
law
sellout if he
person,
did that.
yeah,
Go ahead, David. You
I
at the
think
mark.
because
Go
he's a
ahead,
law
go ahead,
person
Mark.
and he doesn't want to
Go ahead,
look.
David. Go ahead, David. I'm sorry. Say it again, David. I'll cut you off. Sorry.
No, I'm taking Mark's words because he's a law person and he does not want to allow. I think he's just gonna have to stay there
But
for at
why?
least
But
2,
why
3
interview
more
for the
years
job
before he
then?
even think about leaving.
But why interview for the job then? No.
His whole point is, Dion's whole point is, he wants the HBCUs to be just as competitive as the BCSs. If you get the right athletes to come in and commit, because basically he had a lot of three-star commits this year, more than that school ever seen in the history of that school. So if you got 3 and 4-star commits coming, then all of a sudden you got a couple of 5-star commits coming, bona fide stars on that level, they're gonna look like amazing athletes, not just great athletes, amazing athletes. So
Right.
I think it's smart for him to stay there because if he gets to stay there, and then they do end up like taking his HBCU tag off and just putting them in the BCS and letting them be able to be competitive against other teams and see how they fare against them. All it takes is one upset. Ask Appalachian State against Michigan. Matter of fact,
Well,
Appalachian
you
State
know,
can beat
well, you got some of the black colleges already in some of the bigger leagues. Like you got the Big Sky League. Howard is in that.
right, right,
Hampton's in that. Whatever, you know what I mean.
right.
But my only question is whatever is that. Why do the interview? If you're not looking for the job, why take the interview though? That's my
You got to
only
take
thing,
the
man.
interview. You take the interview because what that does is bring even more notoriety and national spotlight to your Jackson State program. Because it's a smart move. If I was Dion, I'd go on 5 interviews. Matter of fact, let me interview for Notre Dame and then go right back here and say, guess what? They want me that bad. You can come and play for me. You ain't got to go and play for Notre Dame.
That's true too.
That's a good point because
That's a
if you
really
see
good
that,
point.
you're like, man, what does he have down in
That's a
That's
smart
the
move.
that's the
Yeah.
that's the best point. That's the best point I heard the last 2 years. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
appreciate that, doggy.
That's the best point I heard.
Hold up,
I'm
Terrence
not gonna
gave
lie.
a
That's the best
compliment.
point I heard the last 2
Terrence
years.
gave a compliment on the
Hey,
show.
Mike, you
Jesus.
did one thing you didn't do. I need
Document. He
you.
gave a compliment. Oh my! And it was
Listen,
That's the best one I
I
heard in
need
2
I
years.
need Terrence to get his spotlight. You haven't given him his spotlight.
I'm giving it to him now. I didn't even. I'm waiting to
Hey
the.
man, it's no need. It's
We're
no
on our
need.
we're on our
It's
last
no
topic
need.
technically anyway, and
No,
we're back to
It's no
NFL
need.
because we didn't.
I give it out. I need to take it. I need to take it. I give it out. I
Nah,
give it
it's
out.
all
I give
good.
it out.
Listen, bro.
Go
It's
ahead,
all
Terrence.
good.
Go ahead, Terrence.
It's all good. Listen, check this out, man. I'm gonna say this
Wait
like
a minute.
I'm gonna say what Barry used to say. Act like you've been there before. I'm act like I've been there before. It's all good. I'm act like I've been there before. So it's all good. We ain't got no problems. It's all good brother. We just gonna focus on them stinking Eagles this weekend and beat them Seagulls up, whatever, and help y'all out too this weekend. And we gonna move forward and try to at least make the playoffs. You know what I mean? I
Listen,
still
I,
say
I,
I still stand by what I said. I don't know if I want my coach no more because man, I'm sorry, dude. We need to do something different. I'm ready for us to make a move.
I did have to, as a Cowboy fan, I did have to go deep into the archives and go to my reliable sources to find out exactly what transpired and why did y'all do what y'all did. And I will say the game plan was masterful. You took complete advantage of my young defensive ends. You didn't do what everybody else did, was run up the middle to my strength. You banged it to the outside. With that being said, not only that, your defense did something no other defense did. You built the umbrella around and made sure everything stopped right in the front of you. Nothing big going deep. But like I said, not everybody got the Broncos corners. Not everybody got the Broncos defense. So if
Yep.
you think that your team's gonna do what the Broncos
You're
did,
gonna get blown out.
please try it. Because
You're
when
gonna get
you
blown
try
out.
it, there's a
Yeah.
good chance you're gonna get blown out and get
Yeah.
30 put up
Yeah,
on
get
you.
blown out. Yeah.
But
I
wait,
mean
let
that's
me
the
say
one that's the one thing
congratulations,
I'll say.
Terrence. Congratulations, Terrence. I was humbled this
Appreciate
week. I was quiet this week. It's nothing that I could possibly say. I got other people acting like they Bronco fans, but I can understand that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Bronco fans that don't claim the Broncos like you do, but they gave it to me too because I deserved it. Because y'all
Hey,
sat there, opened up the
it's
can
all
of whip
good.
ass, and made sure that what y'all gonna not drink it. We're gonna shove it down your throat, and that's exactly what you did, brother.
It's
Congratulations
all
on the
good.
dub.
It's all good,
Congratulations on
brother.
that
It's
dub.
all it's all good.
I love when the fanatics keep it real with each other and
It's all
don't try
good,
to
brother.
come up with no excuses. With that being said, Raiders and Giants, what had happened, David? Well, we know there's a whole lot
What
that
had
had happened.
happened was what had happened was I ran my damn mouth to them Giants fans all week long about taking out the trash, and the trash definitely got taken out. I owe Cello an apology. I owe Tim an apology. I owe Steve an apology. I owe everybody in New York an apology. Y'all definitely took the trash out on Sunday.
He said everybody in New York. Jesus.
Cello,
Yeah.
the floor is yours, sir. You're the only Giants fan. I know Timmy's watching, but you're the only one that can verbally speak to what he just said. Y'all won 23-16. Man, listen, man. Talk to him. Cello.
We should be on a 3-game winning streak right now. We should have beat the Chiefs. We should have beat the Chiefs. I said we was gonna go on a 3-game winning streak before the bye. We blew that Chiefs game, but honestly, we blew a lot of games,
Dirt,
man.
dirt,
We just
dirt.
not good enough to play without our star players. I'm gonna keep it as that. It was a good game. Honestly, it was fun watching that game while going back and forth with a David. Of course, we needed that win. Barkley comes back after the bye. Who else comes back? Barkley, Andrew Thomas. We got the Buccaneers in Tampa. But for some reason, we always give Tom Brady some piece. We always give him some issues. So,
That's a
hopefully,
fact.
we start clicking on something, man. We need our players back, man. It sucks to not see Barkley on the field. It sucks to have not seen just a good amount of our players. Shepard keep getting hurt.
Yeah.
I just want to see our team healthy, man. Honestly, like we haven't really gotten to see that this year. It's a part of the game. I understand that, but as a fan, I want to see my best players on the field. That we couldn't see that this.
It's
Hold on, Mark.
y'all know we had our fifth string linebackers. You know that, yo? We in our fifth string linebackers.
Your fifth string. You said
Every week, for the
Fifth
past
string
5 weeks,
linebackers beat
we've
the
had
Cowboys.
we got our fifth string linebackers
Fifth string
because
linebackers beat the Cowboys.
The fifth string linebackers are shutting y'all
we on
down,
we on
bro.
we, we
y'all
on we
drafted
on we
good.
on we
Mike,
on
don't
taxi
talk because we
squad.
about to come to you and your team.
But we ready for y'all, man. You know how we don't like y'all anyway. We making highlight films on y'all. That Jerry Rice catch. On Monday
Hey,
night.
Dave, how you
No,
how
I'm
you how
talking
you feel
about.
about
I'm
that
talking
Jackson
about last
pickup?
week how y'all lost. Mike, I'm talking about last week how y'all lost to Arizona.
We ain't lose to none of y'all teams, but yeah, we lost bad. We suck.
You lost to Colt McCoy. You lost to Colt McCoy and the
James
Arizona Cardinals backup wide receivers.
Didn't I tell
And you
y'all
lost
James
bad.
kind of fit that offense perfectly? I said that on the show, and he killed us. He killed us. And Colt McCoy, man.
Colt McCoy.
And he was with us at one time, so that make it even worse. Hold up, but I gotta go back to the Giants for one quick second. They left. Is Cello gone? I can't even tell Cello. Timmy, you watch it. Timmy, y'all better keep that kid Booker. Keep him. 99 yards in that game against the Raiders. Cello, if you back on Cello, I'm gonna say it again. I just said it to Timmy. Y'all better keep Booker, man. That kid had 99 yards. Back-to-back games, he looked really, really good. In the KC game, he looked good. Keep him, man. Keep him.
But you know that ain't his first rodeo, right?
I know, but he hasn't had the spotlight in a minute. It's been a minute. That's the same that's Devontae, right?
Yeah, Devontae Booker. Yeah, Atlanta's
That's what
running
I'm
back.
saying. You gotta keep him. He's reliable. So I'm glad that he looked like fresh legs. He ready to go. Timmy said
that's Luke's. That's Luke's. That Luke is his agent.
Really?
Luke's wife is his agent. Yeah, Luke's wife is his agent.
Look at you in that. Mark, go ahead. You've been pointing your finger. Go ahead.
Because I have questions to ask David about these Raiders, man.
Hold on. Well, you segue into where I was going anyway. I waited to the end of the show, but we're there now. David, we're there now. So
I want to know, David, exactly, since your last 2 draft picks are no longer on the team, your last 2 number 1 draft picks are no longer on the team. Do you believe that this might have set your franchise back 2 to 3 years? Because basically, when a dude like Ruggs and a dude like Arnett don't be on the squad anymore, not because any fault of on the field things, but more off the field things. Now you have to redraft those positions. You get what I'm saying? You have to go outside of the organization and pick up guys like Jackson, and you haven't even filled the void for Arnett yet. Do you think that the Raiders don't do background checks on the dudes that they like? In other words, normally you vet a guy from the time that they're drafted until the time they come into the building. It seems like you guys have skipped that process. And I'm not saying anybody's a bad guy or a good guy, but it's never really been a time where you've seen 2 such high draft picks get completely, off the team, and now you got to start from scratch. Do you think from now on y'all take the more safer route and pick the pick the dude you vetted the most, or you just gonna continue to go with need?
Good question.
It
David, make sure
is
you
a
nice and
matter
clear.
of. I said it is a matter of who's buying the groceries. John Gruden has brought the groceries, not Mike Mayhawk. Mike Mayhawk is probably going to get his chance if he doesn't get released. But Gruden has been buying the groceries. Gruden not doing those background checks. Gruden picking those players that he deemed were his guys, and Arnett was a reach. I'm sorry. So it's whoever's the next guy that's buying groceries and making sure that we do the correct background check and know these guys coaching in background. The rug thing, nobody seen that coming. I mean, it was a very tragic thing.
Yeah.
But Arnett, you had to see that coming because he was in trouble last year. I just posted last week when it transpired all the things, a list of things of what happened since we drafted this guy. So obviously he wasn't a professional. He had street mentality that caught up to him. So whoever the next coach or GM, because I believe Mayhawk will be gone after this year, one way or the other. We just gotta hope that they do a better job and just move on. First of all, we're not bad. We're sitting at 5-3, still in the playoff run, second place in the AFC West. So missing two guys is not going to affect the outcome of our season.
But these are high draft picks, David. That's the only reason I'm saying it. These aren't bums. These are cornerstone players when they high draft picks. These are number one players. These aren't like dudes who, are third, fourth round fringe players. These dudes you build your franchise around. That's why they're number one picks. So that's the only reason I'm saying that.
But everybody has those myths or has those guys who get in trouble. Y'all had it with Gregory. The Giants had it with Baker. Remember, they drafted Baker, the corner out of Georgia, a couple of years. He was supposed to be their answer. And then lo and behold, he gets released. The Giants still move on. Sometimes it's only one person. Your draft pick is only going to go well or it's not going to go well. It's 50-50 with any draft pick, regardless of first round or seventh round.
Can y'all bounce back after losing your coach the way you lost your coach through controversy? Your receiver having a horrific situation with him where he's facing real prison time. And then with Arnett, man, like is there is the move to Vegas a bad move, dude? Like, because Vegas has a certain energy about it. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like this wasn't ever associated with y'all until this. Like, Vegas has so many opportunities to get into bad situations. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you think it is that how can you even go on the rest of this season and really, like, I think that part of you losing to the Giants last week, you recovered from the Gruden thing, but this obstacle that happened, this situation that happened prior to the Giants game, just too much to overcome, man. I don't know if the morale is there because your players are going to be focusing on Ruggs and trying to be there for him while he going through that. And how you think y'all gonna fare the rest of the season, bro?
Listen, we've already made somewhat of a good move with signing D-Jack, but Telicello, we looked slow against the Giants for some reason. When we played against them last week, we looked extremely slow. So hopefully D-Jack brings that speed element back. The Arnett thing, he wasn't playing anyway. We had corners in and out, and he just wasn't filling the bill. So we're just gonna move on. We're gonna be fine. I don't see those two players in those two situations taking away from us making a playoff. I will say now what they're going to be doing with Derek Carr. And I only bring that up because Derek Carr is right now the leader and the focal point of that team. Derek Carr is also a free agent at the end of this year. So if the Raiders are really trying to do anything special in Vegas or anything long-term, we got to figure out what we got to do.
Okay. I respect it. Yeah, man.
More than anybody is carrying in the National Football League.
Listen, I can tell you this much, bro. If you guys pull out a playoff berth in the midst of the year that you guys have had, Man, you talk about rallying together. Whoever is in your, whoever you're into, who's the interim coach right now? I didn't even check since Gruden
Rich,
left. Who is it?
Rich Basadi, he was the special team coordinator, but he's been in the NFL for 21 years, and he knows what he's doing. Like
He knows what
he's
he's
well
doing.
respected. I'm hoping we remove the interim title, but we'll just wait and see what happens from there. But he's a coach for us right now.
Yeah, you might need a low-profile coach that's just knowledgeable, but not a big name right now for you guys because.
Why not get Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah, why not Eric Bieniemy?
I keep telling y'all my fear was Bieniemy. Everybody thinks Bieniemy is this great offensive coordinator. I go back to when Bieniemy was the coach of the University of Colorado and how bad they looked. I am not a fan or believe in Bieniemy.
You don't like Eric
Bieniemy? I forgot about that though, Dave.
Go back to his record as the head coach of the University of Colorado, not being the assistant coach under offensive gene.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Wow.
Yeah,
and I forgot about him being a coach of the Colorado. That's what a lot of NFL owners are doing to me. That's why he's not getting a coaching job because they're all looking back at that Colorado and saying, "This is what happened when you were in charge of a team." The assistant underneath Andy Reid as the actual man in charge. Colorado was horrible those 4 years.
Good point. Good point. I can't argue that. I mean, his NFL resume looks phenomenal, but I got you. All right,
so he brought me back because I forgot about him coaching over there. I remember Darrell coaching, but I forgot about Eric Bieniemy being a coach. Wow, he brought me back, brother.
Great segue because we're about to close out. Two things I want to talk about, but one of them is coach related, and I want to take a moment. If everybody on here has got some association with the state of New Jersey, some of us, I think everybody on here has a association with Jersey City, New Jersey. I want to give a shout out to, I don't know him personally, I haven't seen him in umpteen years since we was kids, but I definitely want to give a shout out to Rashawn Burno, who has been named the head coach for Northern Illinois University.
Oh, wow.
Head coach for basketball. So that's huge coming from where we come from. I mean, he's been an assistant coach for a long time with,
DePaul and a few Arizona
State at one time with Hurley. Like he's just been, he's been out there and has paid his dues, and finally he's get his chance as a head coach of a college program, Division I, Northern Illinois University. So congratulations to him.
I think he'll do well. I mean, the thing is, I'm not shocked about that because even when we played, because back in my days, whatever. Me and him used to be nemesis. I don't know if y'all know that or not, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I know that, man.
When he played for Jersey City North, whatever, I played for Jersey City South. You know what I mean? So, and we used to bust they behind all the time. That's how I met most of the cats in Duncan. You know what I'm saying? Because from playing. That's how I know a lot of them cats from Duncan because they played for Jersey City North down in the Palisades, whatever. And I played for for Jersey City South. And Shy Mike, I went to church with Shy Mike and them. You know what I'm saying? But they used to always come to the Bayside Park and play in the league, in the Jersey City Rec League as well with Jerry. You know what I mean? So that's how I knew Sean and all of them cats from playing rec ball against them cats way back in the day.
Nice. Mark, what's your take on that, man? I was just mentioning you kind of cut off at that moment. I wanted to, as we get ready to close the show, wanted to congratulate Rashawn Burno, former Jersey City native, on his appointment to head basketball coach of NIU, Northern Illinois University. How you feel about that type of thing? I'm proud of the young man, and I haven't seen him in like 6 years. And I know
well deserved, man.
You were close to the family. Go ahead, my man. Go ahead.
Well deserved, man. Anybody from the hood that followed their dream and followed it all the way through, he paid his dues. We all know he paid his dues. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that he finally, is at the helm of a decent school, he can only go up from this point on. So it's big things in his future, you know. And I think
One,
we
two.
all
Can y'all
celebrate
hear me?
Jersey City, born and raised, you know, good guy, come from a good family, got excellent brothers, you know, excellent sisters, good guy. I'm very happy for him, man, and I hope they throw a couple of the games on so we can actually get to see him, you know,
That would be
and
great.
and I hope that they take to his coaching because he's a good guy, and you know he's from good systems. He's been under good tutelage, so
Yes.
I'm
Some of the
very
best.
happy for him, man.
Yeah.
Very
I'm happy
happy
Yeah, I
for
mean,
him.
we taught him how to lose when he played for Jersey City Rex, so he be all right.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
he when he went to St. Anthony's
Nope.
and all of that,
Y'all
it
hear
was
me,
like
right?
it was amazing to see
No,
that.
when he
When he
went to
went to
boys
DePaul
club,
and
that's how
everything,
he
it
looked.
was
That when he
great.
went to boys club, he stopped playing for Rec. He went to the boys club.
Oh,
He
he
said,
was.
"No, I don't want no more of
Y'all
this."
hear me? Can
He said,
y'all
"I don't want
hear
no
me?
more of this no more. Let me go."
Yeah, let me go over here. That's
And it
funny,
was
man.
and Mike, I'll give y'all another nugget. Right? Look, Rasheen was our point guard.
What?
Rasheen was our point
One,
guard.
two.
Rasheen used to
Y'all
give
hear me?
Rashawn work.
Yeah, we can hear you, Cello.
Can y'all
What?
hear me?
Man, listen, man.
Mm-hmm.
Rasheen
Small
Can you
would
hear
world,
give
me?
bro.
Rashawn. If I take you back to the jury, if I
Y'all
take
can
you
Yeah.
hear
back
me?
to the newspaper, I can hear you.
Oh,
We can hear you, good brother. If I was to take you back to the
my
Jersey City
bad.
Rec
My
newspaper
bad.
articles, bro, you would see Rasheen in there getting busy.
I believe it, man. I believe it,
Rasheen,
man.
Rasheen would drop 30 points a game.
Listen, man.
Right. Rasheen, that wasn't right. That was basketball. Basketball wasn't football. Wasn't even his thing at first. Basketball was his thing.
It's so much
Mm-hmm.
talent out of Jersey City, and I love to see like we applauded Frank Darby Jr. for going to
Yep.
Atlanta. We celebrate
Mm-hmm.
that. We celebrate Rashawn Burno being named the head coach at NIU. If there's any other Jersey City people that I
Oh,
missed,
hold up. We got to give our alma mater man some props.
what they do?
They won their league championship.
Yes,
Mention
they
that.
did.
Yeah, they just won the league championship. Yeah, they did all right this year.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Dickinson, right?
Well, with that being said,
Yep.
David,
Mm-hmm.
your nephew, bro, your nephew plays for Dickinson. Jadian, so
Yes,
he's
shout
playing
out
a linebacker.
What spot he play? What position he play?
Jaden Wilkerson. He played tight end. He played backup quarterback,
Number
kicker,
one.
punter,
Number
linebacker.
one.
He's
Hold up.
yes,
Hold up. Number one.
yes,
Yo, he's a monster.
yes. He is.
He next up.
One, two.
He next up, bro. He next up. I
Yeah,
saw
Yeah.
him play.
this is
I
his
Who
went. I
y'all
went
senior
to
talking?
see
year,
his game.
Dickinson?
so
I
applause.
went to see his game. I went to go see his game. Check this out. I went to go see their game. I think they played against Memorial. Went to go see the game. Yo, the boy, whatever, good concentration. Tapped the ball down. The ball he couldn't get to it. Whatever, tapped it down. Whatever, still caught it for a touchdown. Yo, he nice, yo.
That's what's
He
up.
nice.
Yo,
Yes,
y'all
he
talking about
is.
Dickinson?
This is
He
Dickinson,
nice.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
since we
Yeah,
went
he
local,
nice.
and I wanted to celebrate Jersey. Remember, Jersey City's small, like a small city, like it's not big. So whenever somebody come from there and accomplish something great, whatever their dreams are, we don't hate over here, fanatics. We celebrate whether we know you personally, knew you at one point. We celebrate you. So congrats to Dickinson, our alma mater, our
Yep.
old school
No.
stomping grounds.
Yo.
Shout out to Haywood.
Yeah.
Haywood is the O-line coach. The O-line and
Hey,
D-line coach.
smart,
Isaiah
man.
Haywood. Yeah.
Yeah,
Smart.
Big
Shout out to
Haywood.
Haywood.
Shout out to Big Haywood,
Smart.
man.
Yo.
Good
Yep.
Shout out to
dude,
Haywood, man.
man.
That's excellent.
Yep.
Shout out to
Excellent.
Big Hay. Good dude, man.
Yep.
Hey, that's great.
Sure
I'm
enough.
glad that they added him there, man. Y'all need to
Mhm.
add Terminator as the linebacker.
Somebody.
Listen, man, that's
They're
great.
doing well though. Good.
That's good. So they made the states, or they won the whole thing.
Well, no, it was because they were just getting back. They created a league just for the schools that was getting back up and running. You know what I'm
Got
saying?
you.
But
Got
they
you. I
did.
love
But
that. They won that.
they did well. So next year they'll be back. They'll be back into it. But they
Good.
did well, man.
Good.
But it's a
Good.
lot. But it's a lot of good. It's a lot of talent, man. They got a lot of
Yes.
talent.
Listen,
They're
David.
like they're running. They're running back. They're running back. Had me thinking I was watching myself playing, man. I was sitting there. I told him, I said, bro, I said, if you get your pad level together, brother, They won't be able to stop you in this league. You got your pad level together. He'll tear it up.
Hey man,
He'll tear it up.
it might be an opening for you to go over there and to add some of
Bro,
that knowledge,
listen,
brother. I'm just saying.
listen, check this out. I get these businesses going, brother, whatever. I'm gonna have a whole lot of free time to help these kids
Yeah,
out. I
yeah.
can't wait, brother. I
Listen,
can't
you
wait.
got the
I
exclusive
can't
here
wait.
on Fanatics Live. If that
I
door
can't
open
wait.
up for Terrence, y'all better snatch him
Can't
up
wait.
because he's gonna get
I
snatched up
can't
out
wait.
there in Delaware.
I can't wait, brother. I'm sitting up here. I can't wait, man. I can't listen. I can't wait to be able to get some time to be able to help these kids out, man. I
Good,
can't
good.
wait, brother.
We want them to fulfill their dreams, man. We want them to go after whatever it is that they aspire to become. So, Jaden Wilkerson, obviously, that's family. So, anything he
Yeah.
need,
He
David,
balled out.
it's documented. He need help with something. Mark already
He
know
balled
whatever.
out.
He ain't on his own.
Yeah.
I know this is senior year. He's 6'3", 220. Let's make something happen. He
That's
ain't got to
great.
do nothing on his own. You already know how that goes. So put that out there. It's recorded. It's documented. If there's anything that myself or Mark can do, and listen, we want them to go after their dreams, man.
He a
Have what we
baller.
got. You already
I'll
know.
give out the
Baller.
plug,
That boy's a
aka
baller.
Half Link. Link athletes with coaches, but we're gonna keep that on the low.
He's gonna
We
keep
don't
that
need,
on
we
the low.
don't need to put too much of
We
that
work
out
out
there.
here,
That's
right?
top secret.
Listen, we maneuver some things out here. Y'all don't know about it, but we maneuver. We want them to go after it, and we want to be a help because we may not have had that at one point, and now we
Yeah,
understand
you
how
ain't
this thing
lying.
work. Now that we understand how this system works, T, we maneuver and we make sure we get them where
Yes,
they gotta
sir.
get. So that's how we working out here. But congratulations to the Jersey City, whether they're current residents, former residents. We applaud y'all on going out there and doing your thing, man, and that's great. So yeah, applause to
Yes,
that, man.
sir.
I think that's what I wanted to bring that in there, but we're gonna close out with the last thing. We're overtime, but why not? We ain't gonna be back till next week. So I know y'all may have seen the video with the I guess Terrence, you said it was the WNBA's daughter.
No. It was an NBA's player's daughter, or whatever. I misread the caption. I
Well, it
misread
was
the
an
title.
NBA
It was
player.
an NBA player. I thought they was trying to say an NBA player hit somebody, whatever. So I read
Oh,
it too
okay,
quick.
got you.
So yeah.
Do we know any backstory on why she hit the girl?
I've been trying to find it. I've been trying to find that. I've been trying to find the name. Number one, I can't.
Yeah,
There's nothing out there because she's a minor.
yeah.
Because she's a minor, there's nothing out there.
Did everybody see the video where the girl, it's a girls basketball game,
Bro.
and the girl,
You think I'm lying?
it's a pretty big girl. She's tall or whatever, and she shot a three, and the three didn't go in. And I don't know if she felt like the girl undercut her or like she came down and fell on the girl or whatever. And when they were walking up the court, I didn't really see the girl saying anything to her, but I guess she got upset because she felt like she probably undercut her when she shot, and then she just sucker punched her in the middle of a game.
I think. I ain't going. I'm gonna say this, whatever. I think the girl said something to her though.
She may
I ain't
have,
gonna say she may have said something to her, but still, I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't have did all that. You know what I'm
not all
saying?
of
But
that.
I mean, at the end of the day, whatever. But I would say this though.
How do you handle that?
They
How
all
do you the parent and your daughter just got cold cocked and given a concussion? How do you respond to that as a parent? Do you jump on the court? Do you keep your composure? Like what happens, man?
I'm not gonna answer that question because I'm not gonna be the. Yeah,
All right,
I'm not going to answer that question.
Smart move.
I got,
Yeah, I'm not going to answer
I
that question.
got
But
you.
I mean,
So,
because here's the part about it: they're both the same age, or you think that they're both the same age, but it was so egregious in how she did it to her, man. That was bad. That was nasty, bro.
it was bad.
That was some old WWF whatever type
I
stuff
I
that
was
happened to
I
her.
was mad. I
Bush
was
League.
mad
Go
when
ahead,
I
Sam.
saw it, man.
Yeah, man, that was Bush League. Like I was
When
like,
I saw,
damn.
so imagine being a parent.
Yeah.
Imagine being a parent right there, and it's your kid.
I don't even know
You know
how
what I'm saying?
I would be like stunned. I'm like, I was hoping nobody would rush to court and then it go just crazy, but man.
Yeah. We would have to see. We would have to see her outside, bro.
Yeah, it's impossible not to. It's not,
Well,
We would have to see
somebody said
outside.
having daughters and stuff. Like how do you handle that? If something like that.
But listen, somebody in the crowd said you better hit her.
You said that. I
Wow.
didn't hear it, but you said that. You
Yeah,
heard
I
that?
didn't hear that.
heard
Wow.
it. And that's when the
Wow.
girl went to hit her. Somebody, it was a female's voice. A female's voice said, "You better hit her." And
So
that's when
something
she
else.
went to hit her.
So something else possibly happened, man. Something else possibly happened.
Maybe.
But it's too. But something else might have
Yeah,
happened then. And
we
you
don't
know
have the
how
whole video to know exactly.
because the
Yeah.
problem and the thing and that's the problem. And the way they're going to the way they're going to spin it is this big bad girl did what she did to the girl, but we don't know everything that happened, and it's unfortunate. But it's like they always say, the camera don't ever catch who hit first. They just hit who hit second.
Do you feel
It's
like the young lady basically will be banned, or like what's the
She
consequences?
already was. She was kicked out of the tournament. From what I understand, because it was a tournament. She was kicked out of the tournament.
Man, I hope it don't. If she's like looking to play collegiately and stuff, obviously that's a big red flag when they see stuff like that. So hopefully she'll be able to bounce back from that. And I hope the young lady that she punched is doing well. I seen where her mom, I think, said she had a concussion and she's been just sitting in the dark, stuff like that. So hopefully she's recovering and feeling better. But young athletes, man, you gotta control your emotions, and because trust me, we played and we've been called all kinds of names playing against North Bergen and some of the other schools where they've said some real disrespectful stuff. And you still gotta where even referees be on their side and be like, yeah, don't act like them. I'm like, what you mean don't act like them? Like literally said that to her. Like, no, don't act like them. And these are the refs. That's
refs.
ref of the game. So I just try to, if you can control yourself, man, because you can mess up opportunities for yourself and then get a stigma attached to you that's gonna be real hard to lift. So just try to think.
Which one was worse? Which one was worse? That one or the Jokic one?
Oh, good one. Jokic was he really hurt? Like I couldn't tell if that hit was that hard like that, or was he milking that? Like, be honest, David. What you think?
The Morris
twins
are notorious for crap. Joker is a dirty player himself, so I'm glad he just woke us up and moved on. When you got dirt on dirt, you don't get clean plays. So, I mean, he just got.
I guess my thing is you like I can't say I seen the Morris brothers hit somebody from the back. My whole thing is, but this the thing you gotta remember. Like you have to watch the game, and this is not just from this game. This is from other games. And if y'all remember that Suns playoff game last year, Jokic be hacking cats hard.
Yes.
When he don't get a call,
Joker is a dirty.
He hits you in your face. And Miami,
why did Morris run into him like that? What was the purpose of that?
That's why, because it was because Jokic was hacking him in the face all game, and then the refs wasn't even calling it. Like they was getting mad at the refs too. So that's why he did what he did.
Joker is a dirty.
So
Joker is a dirty player. But the Morris twins, they are the exact same way. So listen, we're not giving them no break.
David,
we're not giving they fake thugs, both of them.
But David, he said it. He said, listen, I know I be giving some hit fouls. I know that, but I don't hit you from the back though. Like I don't try to hit you the way he did from the back.
His brother wanted smoke,
so,
man. His brother was like, "Word, you gonna hit him from the back?" And then Jokic's brothers chimed in, and like it got. I've seen Cello. I seen Jimmy Butler wanted to fight somebody. He was like, "Meet me in the back. Meet me in the back." He was ready. He was ready to fight.
He wanted to fight Jokic, but this is what I'm saying. Like that's why I was like, listen. The Morris brothers like, listen, I'm tired of you. We tired of you hacking us, hitting us in the face. So we gonna give you this chip out. And then what? But you know what? What's the name? Supposed to be the face of the league right now because he was the MVP. And I was just like, oh man, people trying to back this dude up because he's supposed to be he's the MVP, so he's gonna get that MVP treatment. You feel me? Like I said, the Morris brothers said, I know I be giving people chip fouls. I know that. I don't be trying to hit you from the back, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I want to understand if Joker wasn't hacking them, hitting them in the face. That's why I sent y'all the pictures. I'm like, yo, these cats getting hit in the face all game by this dude. So you know what? I'm give this cat a little something.
I
Guess
guarantee-
what? Morris is the player to do it.
So what they give Joker, the 1 game suspension, or how many games they give him?
Yeah, you know,
One. It was one.
one game.
One
Why
game
special.
and a fine, and that's all. More fine, and that's all he deserved. And I guarantee you, regardless, hit him in the back or the front, I guarantee you, neither one of those Morris twins will try him again. Because that's all they try and do is to try people.
Oh, you crazy. Oh,
That's all
bro,
they do.
November
They
29th,
are the
brother.
fake Charles Oakley.
They about that life, David. They don't play them games.
Let David, I don't see nobody.
Okay.
I don't see nobody punking
They
him.
about that life.
So
Just
that's what I'm
remember
saying.
that guy
That's what I'm
is
saying.
7 foot. That guy is 7 foot 260. Just remember.
His brothers be
what I'm
ready to
saying.
lead his
November
fans, man. They
29th.
be ready to come out on the court. Every game, any
November-
foul, anything, they be jumping up like, yo!
This.
Don't make me hurt
November
you.
and-
Like, they don't play. But listen, man,
November
Jimmy
29th,
Butler,
he
but he
played
got a
Miami.
fine. Jimmy Butler got suspended or fined? He just got fined, right?
Nah,
He got
he got
fined.
a fine because he. Yeah.
They said he was inciting. You know, he was trying. Yeah, he was kind of. You know, they didn't want another malice at the palace. They didn't want another.
Ain't nobody
one.
from
They were
Denver.
like,
Ain't nobody.
wait.
Hey, Press. Ain't nobody from Denver coming out their seats, man. They was the malice
hope
from
they
the
not.
palace to Detroit. Listen, the malice
I
of
know,
That was a
to
mess.
Detroit. That's a whole nother atmosphere right there, brother.
That was a mess.
nobody
Yo.
doing that
That
in
was a
Denver.
mess.
So you don't think that would happen in Denver? Denver ain't about that life. They not gonna come out.
Nah,
it
they
ain't
come
about
out
that life
instead.
like that.
Yeah. So I mean,
nah.
I was
Detroit,
wondering, I
Philly.
seen Bam seen the hit, but I didn't see Bam joking something nothing, man. I thought he was gonna come over there and yoke him up, but he ain't do nothing. He just kind of was civilized.
Bam said, listen, I got a green card to fulfill, brother. Go on about your business. I ain't trying to go nowhere.
With
Go
that
on.
being said, I think we have reached our point now. You got disrespect the North Native, man. Get out of here. Listen, Fanatics Live, we covered, what are we on? We're on 2 hours and some change. I can't even see what it is right now, but 2 hours and 21 minutes. So we're 21 minutes over, a little bit more. But
hold on.
we
Press.
covered.
Baltimore's losing 3-15 to the Miami Dolphins. 3-15. Baltimore.
That's why we're gonna win Monday night, because it's time for the losing team to get some wins. Vegas got to get them numbers up.
And it's like 3 minutes
Listen,
left.
Vegas trying to get. Vegas know what they doing. The team. Listen, Jacksonville beat Buffalo. That's all I'm gonna say. So you can't tell me Vegas ain't real. Vegas. Jacksonville beat Buffalo.
That was a low score.
And Miami's beating Baltimore. Yeah, Vegas know what they doing, but you know.
With the backup quarterback.
What do I know? I'm just a fanatic. With a backup quarterback, I'm just a fanatic. I don't know anything. You know, we can leave it at that. Listen, Fanatics Live, for the fans, by the fans. This is the crew, man. We're hoping that you guys are tuning in with us every week. As you see, the show covers a gamut of just information. People know their stuff. If you come on this show, I'm going to say it to you again. Bring your facts. Know your team. I'm hoping next week we can get Clash of the Fanatics, the Giants edition. I didn't forget about that. Steve wasn't available this week. If he's available next week, Giants fans, be ready, because y'all going to go head to head to see who is the real Giants fanatic. My money's on Timmy. David, who do you have again?
I forgot who I picked, so I'm not going to pick again. I think I had Timmy also.
You had Timmy. Terrence, I don't think you was on. Who do you have out of the Cello, Steve, and Timmy? Who you got taking Clash of the Fanatics next week?
I'm gonna take Cello.
All right, Cello, you got one vote. Cello, go ahead, Cello. Cello.
That's my boy right there. That's what I'm
Take
talking
Cello.
about,
Cello
man.
got
Don't be
one.
sleeping.
There you go. Timmy, don't let me down, Tim. I know you watching. Don't let me down, man. You better take that championship. You know who brought them urinal cakes to your stadium back in 1965. You know the manufacturer of the urinal cakes in 1965. Go ahead, Timmy.
He
That's all I
said
got.
urinal cakes. What the heck?
Listen, he know that's how much detail he know. He know the manufacturer of the urinal cakes they had in the old County State. I'm just like,
No, those are the bizarre questions to be asking as the moderator next
oh,
week.
yo, 100%.
That's what that is.
Oh, make sure.
Get ready to.
Listen, them questions gonna be. Listen, I'm not gonna go too far back, but I'm gonna go back where, and then don't forget, I still got to do. We gotta have some more. Terrence and I went. I think David, did you do a Fanatics yet? A Clash of the Fanatics?
Me and you went.
It was me and
Me and
you, right?
went.
Terrence
Niners
and Mark.
against Raiders.
Yep, Terrence and Mark went. Me and you went. Lamar still got to do it. We got a couple people that got to do it. So, but this one is Giants edition. So there might be some
Hey,
other.
Terrence, make sure it ain't rigged, Terrence. Make sure it ain't rigged.
I make sure they do right.
Hey, Terrence, don't be trying to text fellow during the day, texting him. I'm going to be watching where y'all hands at. If I see anybody hands disappearing off screen and you going like this, I know you texting him.
Hey, this right here means hey.
Tell him, be like, hold up a second. Let me think about that. And then he look at his phone. Be like,
Yeah.
Phil Sims. Be like, yo, you ain't doing it. But yeah, next week, hopefully, God willing, we'll be able to do Clash of the Fanatics Giants edition. So any Giants fans that see this, make sure you tune in, and you might be able to. You won't be on screen, but you'll be able to share in the chat, and we'll make sure it comes up on screen. So for you guys, please share this stream. All of y'all that's on the screen. You can share it tomorrow if you want. First thing in the morning, it's kind of like a morning show. So when they wake up, instead of going and watching that other station, they can watch Fanatics Live and see what we talked about. So make sure y'all just share the link. It's posted on my page. It's on the Fanatics page, and it's actually on YouTube right now too. So it's on 3 things simultaneously. But share it so the people can see it. First thing in the morning, start their morning off. Don't go to them other things. Watch us. Why not? Salute to you guys. David again, veteran. Salute to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yo, happy Veterans Day, Dave. God bless you, my brother.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have
Yes,
a blessed
Appreciate
one, guys.
you, bro.
Love y'all. See y'all same time next week. Clash of the Fanatics. Fanatics Live for the fans, by the fans. We out.
We out. God bless.